In a world where balance breaks for elements, the heart awakes from the mountains to the sea. A destiny calls wild and free. Earth, water, fire, air, down together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives as the elements rise. Deep beneath the ancient ground, earth stands tall, never to bow down. Mountains rise, unshaken by time, the strength of stone, steady and prime. Benders mold the rock with grace, a fortress firm in its embrace. Earth, water, fire, air, bound together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives, the elements rise. Oceans flow with the moon's soft glow. Water bends with the tides below. Healing hands and waves that crash. A force of peace yet fierce and flash. From icy plains to rivers wide, waters pull as the spirits guide. Earth, water, fire, air, bound together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives, the elements rise. Fierce and wild, a burning flame. Fire roars in the bender's mane. Passion lights the darkest night. A spark of hope, a source of might. But with control, its power grows. The fire within only balance knows. Earth, water, fire, air, bound together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives as the elements rise. Winds sweep through with graceful flight. Air's freedom soars beyond the sight. Spirits high, the sky their stage. Untouched by walls, unfazed by rage. A whisper soft or a gust so strong. In the breeze, the soul belongs. Earth, water, fire, air, bound together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives, the elements rise. Together they rise, together they fall. Four elements, one fate for all. From every corner, near and far, the Avatar shines like a guiding star. Together they rise, together they fall. Forever, four elements, one fate for all. From every corner, near and far, the Avatar shines like a guiding star.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to tonight's session 11, Wars Cost Money, or whatever the heck I called it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I called it. Gosh dang it. If you're watching it, you'll see it later. It's in the title screen. Anyway, welcome to session 11. We have 3 Yahoos tonight, including myself, which really means we have 2 players and a DM. So we're having a short man session, so it'll probably be a short session in general. But we have stories to tell and things to move forward, so we are pushing on. Hopefully we'll have one other person. We know our friend Iron is KIA for this week, as he is traveling and unable to join us. We'll see if Andrew decides to show up or not. We'll see. Also, Frozen has a warning for the video as we are traveling along, so Frozen, go ahead.
Yes, as we begin, my offspring, Spawnling here, is in the living room with me, playing Resident Evil 2 for the first time. So if anybody hears like a child scream in the background while we're going through, it's just her. She's okay.
Allegedly.
I mean, probably.
Hopefully. We're gonna pretend like they're okay.
Just emotionally.
What? Shut up, here. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that banger of an intro song, because that's the new intro from here on out for this campaign, which might only be a couple more sessions, but I kind of love that song, so we're gonna stick with it.
It was good, man. I was digging to it.
It's got some beat. I'm still gonna keep the other one as like our exit one. So yeah, I was gonna say Younger was dancing the entire time just like that. One of these days, I'm going to leave the camera on while the music plays, just so you guys can see him dance the silliness.
Honestly, I thought you did that, so
Have you never watched one of our videos?
I just don't pay attention at the beginning part. I skip to the part that I want to see.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. Anyway, jokes aside, we're gonna push forward. We need a recap of what we did last session. So I'm gonna pull up the handy dandy notes, and you guys are gonna do it from memory. Wah ha 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 ha. What'd we do?
Bullshit. If this was a session I was in, then the last thing I remember personally, my character was looking for a suit of mechanical armor.
No, we
to
were past that.
assist. Okay, then I was not there.
You were definitely there. You were definitely there because you were a main point of contention because we did the time skip last session.
My wife?
Yes, your wife. You have a wife and child. Yeah.
I have a wife and child, and we are now. We have just began leaving the water village. To continue on our grand quest. In which case, I took my offspring and my wife with us on this grand adventure.
Yes.
Aha! That's exactly where we left off, was us starting off on our journey from the Northern Water Tribe. As we know, the Southern Water Tribe has built up a large army of various other nations and is kind of going to war with anyone that puts up a fight. At least that's the information we've been given. Andrew, welcome to the show. You missed the banger of an intro. I will have to send that to you later. Wahahaha. But that's where we are starting this session. Any other important info from last session or the last couple sessions that we need to remember before we push forward? Because it's been a month and a half since we played.
Are we on an airship right now?
Thank you.
No, we were just getting ready to board the airship when we left off at the last. Like, we were walking through town hearing all the rumors about the Water Tribe pulling a Fire Nation.
Well,
gotcha.
And then some.
Curse you, Bo.
Right, because our next objective is to head to the Fire Nation to find a trainer for our boy Terran. That's our big objective. So yeah, that's where all that's at. Kwong, you good over there?
No, I'm stunned. Look at that beard on Younger.
It's only been a little while, right? What, you don't like my beard?
I didn't say I don't like it. I'm saying I'm stunned. I was like, what the heck?
You're like, what happened to the baby face young boy I knew?
Okay, you know what? Actually, let me turn my camera on.
Uh-oh.
Believe it or not, it's been longer before.
Fresh.
Yeah, looking clean, brother.
Hey.
Yeah, I took all that off.
You're doing something yourself.
School started, you couldn't have anything the kids could rip on.
Oh man, the new shade.
Whatever's behind you is way better than whatever's behind me, because yours is actually, useful. This just
I was gonna say, it looks like it has a nice
you gotta hit that zoom.
Oh, perfect. Look at that. Look at your face is great. We got great lighting. I'm all for it. So anyway, Andrew, I'm gonna redirect a question at you. Do you have anything else to add before we get started for this? Do you have any questions or recap? Where were we? Bits.
Oh no, I'm great. I'm good to go.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so you guys are at the edge of the airship. You'll note that the majority of the people here looked concerned. There isn't a ton of them besides you guys, because again, you are in the Northern Water Tribe area. But the rumors are flying left and right. You guys can kind of ignore the concerns and kind of press on, but you notice that Terran looks disheveled, shall we say, the more he listens in. You guys get any kind of comforts or anything like that, or are you kind of just going to let him internalize what he needs to hear?
That's a good question.
Internalize what he needs to hear is loaded.
Very, very loaded.
No, he's an adult now, right? So he's had 2 years of intense training with the Water Tribe. And
the Fire Nation was where his mom was, right?
No, that was the Earth Nation.
Yeah, she's in the
Yeah,
UN.
we already ran into that mistake. You're too weak. Screw you, lady.
You're not my dad.
Even still, he's only like 15 now, isn't he? 15 or 16. So
He was 16. He's 18 now.
oh, he's 18 now. Well, I mean, technically, I guess he's still an adult, but at 18, I was still emotionally unstable.
That's fair.
I'm gonna. Man, it's been so long. I'm having a hard time finding my groove with this character again.
You're playing
But
the Prodigy, right?
yeah.
Okay. So this is more peer-to-peer interaction because you're much closer to his age than I think anyone else in the group.
Yeah. Should I roll a guide and comfort?
Mm-hmm. You can do that. That was hot as hell. Ow, that burnt.
All right. Well, that's gonna fail. Wait, I rolled 2, right? Not just 1.
Correct.
It's 2d6.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's 2D.
Rolling
Why do I always
1d6.
fail?
That failed.
So you walk up to your friend and confidently try to give him the everything's gonna be all right, buddy. But you give him the.
It's not your fault.
Yeah, he wasn't even thinking it was his fault. He was just concerned, and you just made it like way worse for no good reason. And you can tell you've made it way worse for no good reason. You feel like you failed the check screen on that one. That
Don't worry, airship travel rarely results in crashing and burning, over the middle of the ocean and all of its passengers burning to death or drowning.
Is that how you follow up his guiding comfort?
That's the gist of the guiding comfort.
Your significant other is gonna lean in at you and be like, I don't think that was even close to the right thing to say. Terran now looks very concerned as he steps on to the blip or airship, I should say. You guys load up, and it takes off. You guys know it'll be about a 3-day actual journey between here and the Fire Nation capital. And again, you guys aren't really going to the Fire Nation capital with any concrete help, right? You're kind of just going there and going with the flow until, everything lines up coincidentally, kind of thing. At least that's the hope. So we're going to roll 3 dice to see if anything crazy happens over your next 3 days. Day 1. Uneventful air travel. Day 2. Day 2 is a bit more risque. As you notice that it is super hot, and it is recommended by the crew because of how they have to maintain the blimp's thing to just strip clothes. Just keep cool however you can. The easiest way is to, if you're a waterbender, use water. If you're not a waterbender, sorry, you gotta strip because it's hot. Nothing crazy happens though. You guys just know that your equipment is currently gone for this day. So if I roll really bad for the next one, it could be a problem. But for now, it's okay. Okay, and as you guys near the capital, You're flying, 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 and you then hear loud screeching sounds from outside the hole as the sides are ripped off by what you could call machine gun fire, because that's what it is.
Oh.
Oh well, this will be interesting.
So
Is
I'm
it
gonna
pirate?
you don't know. You can't see the enemy. You just saw a chunk of your airship just rip off the side. It kind of just fell off after taking damage. Um, let's see how many casualties they were from that little incident there. Oof, not good. You lost 12 people of the 30 people that are on this airship.
was like half?
Is there any
About.
like large slabs of metal or something that could be padded onto there? You know, like
there was until it fell off.
Is there any
could I use a
essential
moment of
personnel that were
balance
killed?
to reach and hold it?
So the airship crew is about 8 people, and I did not include them in the possibility of dying because they're not in the passenger crew area. They're dealing with the blimp. Though, let's see what happens. So you guys get a round of actions before the next swoop comes in and messes you guys up again. What would you like to try and do?
I want to assess the situation.
Okay, roll your assess the situation.
And hope it's better than last time.
Yeah, seriously.
Guys, don't jinx it.
I was gonna say you said
and it rolls with creativity.
Yep.
So it's just a straight 9.
Straight 9. Hey, you get to ask one question on the list, and then you get a +1 when acting on the answer. So, do you remember the list of questions you can pick from?
What here can I use to blank? Who or what is the biggest threat?
Yep.
What should I be on the lookout for? What's my best way out, in, through? And who or what is in the greatest danger?
Yep, all those are correct answers.
Okay. So, I'll be honest, I was a little bit distracted. We were talking about the gunfire, so I missed if there was a description of how many enemies or...
You don't know because they're outside the ship. All you heard was machine gun fire and people getting exploded, and the side of the airship has fallen off from taking damage. Not all of it, just the bit that's in the crew quarters where it got, shot up. But that was a very intentional attack, you can tell.
All right. What's our best way out of this situation? Or off the airship safely?
Well, the fastest would be going out the hole and jumping. But for most of you, that's going to result in death. You do know that the airships have several escape pods, essentially, on the upper decks. And they should have some, essentially, parachutes stashed away somewhere as a last resort kind of thing. The other option is you just ride it out and see what happens. But this airship is a transport version. It is not a wartime airship. It is literally for transporting people and cargo. It is not meant for transporting weapons. There are probably no guns on this ship.
Okay, so
I say probably.
I can look for the aggressor.
Yeah, you could totally, if you want to also assess the situation, same kind of thing.
I also got a 9.
Okay, so you get to ask that one question. I think that would fall under the what should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah.
So as you peer out into the clouded skies, you see the equivalent of 6 biplanes flying in formation.
I say high planes with the biplanes.
You do so successfully. They see you wave.
Do they fire at me as I wave?
It's not the end of the round yet, but that's a high probability.
It was 5, right? So I'd tell everybody else in the group that there's 5 of them.
6. 6 in formation.
Gross. Okay.
Okay, so I would like to take this opportunity to activate my moment of balance ability.
Off the bat, just off the rip. Okay, what's your moment of balance there, friend?
Okay, it says you can knock down every wall in the world, but balance isn't found in the conquest and destruction. You know some walls need to stand, like the wall that was just blown off. So you know some walls need to stand to keep people safe. Tell the GM how you would like to put yourself directly in the path of an inescapable threat to completely protect someone or something from harm. My wife and child are in this place.
Okay,
I
noted.
also have my connection to Quan that is I worry that Quan the Strong won't be able to hold their own when things get tough. I'm going to toughen them up, you know? And so it's like I'll show him how to be a big strong man. I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna protect my wife and kids. I grab a giant like metal slab or whatever that's hanging on the side, you know, and like brace it between my putting myself in front of my wife and children in order to protect their safety.
Okay, that's a solid choice, and I will allow it wholeheartedly. You, as a player, will know that there's basically zero chance of them coming to harm from bullets, as you have placed this thing directly in front of them. It is big enough to protect several other people, though. Roll me a d6 to see how many others it can protect.
5.
5. So, -2. So there's 3 more, not including yourself. If you want to protect yourself, it's only 2 other individuals. But if you don't care about yourself and you're just protecting other people, you can pick 3 of your allies or passengers. And as a note, there's, 18 passengers total to include the 6 of you or whatever. So there's 12 other people that you might care about or not. You don't really know any of them, so.
So that's that. I protect 3 other people. One of
Okay.
them is Quan.
Well, you're protected.
For the first time ever.
Are you trying to buy yourself back into his good graces?
Right, because if we remember the last session, he was not happy about the wife and child coming along on this adventure. Called some bullshit on this. So that's your turn. Who's next? That's everyone, right? That's all 3 of you guys. You guys will notice that Terran is actively using his metal bending to hold the rest of the wall in place. You see him straining as he is doing his best. Something you will also notice is that his eyes are glowing.
Sick.
But not like full avatar state glowing, just like flickering on and off like weird light bulbs. Like the man is on the precipice of understanding and not quite there. So, second round. Let's see what happens. All right, I'm gonna roll 2 dice. One's for how well the ship holds up, and one for how well the planes shoot it up, and see how that goes. Okay, I have good news and bad news. Good news is the planes don't do a lot. Bad news is the ship that you are riding is not doing so hot. They make a small pass, and you guys hear a large explosion above you. They got lucky and hit something important, and you can feel the vessel start to kind of drop, not rapidly, but you can feel it. So the descending, yeah, you're fine. Don't worry, no, you're not getting shot at. All right, next round again on you guys. Role play bits. What would you like to do? You have a couple options at your disposal for escape, or you can ride this thing out and see what happens. Or you could be like, we're gonna go goof up these planes. Any choice is on the table at this point.
Long John Fang put up this metal wall, I understand. Is it separate pieces for each of the people who are being protected, or is it just one long sheet?
It's like one long chunk of the wall that fell off.
All right. So I would like to use my earth metal bending
Okay.
and
Your
then walk
specialty.
walk through the sheet that he's crafted for me and then wear it as earthen armor.
Okay.
And then with my moment of balance, I'm gonna launch my body into one of the planes.
Okay. Well, okay. So explain your moment of balance for us.
Okay, so verbatim, I'm sworn to protect the people that I care about. Balance is about finding your own place in the world as well. You know what you're capable of accomplishing, and you step up to show the world your unique strength. Tell the GM how you put your own life on the line to defeat a villain or danger that seems unstoppable. So I'm literally throwing my body at this thing.
Yep. You turn yourself into a human bullet. Roll me a d6.
All right.
That is cool. I could just imagine being like, "Don't worry, guys," proving my metal bending by sticking my fingers into hunks of iron sheet metal, and then just somebody just melting through it, becoming Iron Man and flying out. It was like, what the beep?
Yeah, I mean, you wanted to protect me, so I'm like, yes, I will keep this. I will bring it with me.
You have gathered my materials for me. Thank you.
Any stat to put on top of that, or just a
Nope.
raw roll?
Just straight roll.
Then I just got a 3.
A 3. Okay, that's still impressive. As you launch your body through the air, you hit 3 of the 6 planes. Needless to say, those half of the squad are donezo. Go ahead and roll me another d6 to see severity of damage to the pilots. 6 bad, 1 not so much.
Just a 2.
A 2. Okay, so you're pretty sure the planes that you hit are donezo, but the pilots themselves are probably fine. You like hit the wings or something, so they're just. But there are 3 in the air, and you are on the 4th plane, just kind of planted on one of the wings. You will notice that these planes are made of wood, not metal. Now, obviously, there are some metal parts, but the majority of them are made out of wood. And you would know that generally in this era that wood planes they move past that. So these are intentionally made with wood for some reason.
Can I look into the cockpit and
Yeah.
see the control panel?
You're literally like on the wings of one of them. So
Would
yes.
I be able to figure out how to fly one of these?
Yeah, it's a joystick. And a prayer is the easiest way to describe. Think like this is one step above a Wright brothers plane. Like they are not super complicated.
The Ron Brothers plane.
Anyway.
Hey, cool. Yeah, love that. Thank you.
Yeah, you have no piloting expertise, so none of it makes any sense. But like you're watching the dude fly, you're like, stick, wiggle, he turns. All right, that's your thing. Jumping down to protecting McGee and Frozen. Why don't we let Frozen go first?
So, just to recap from my character perspective, a giant wall went out protecting a bunch of passengers and Quan, and then Quan ran through that wall and ripped off a bunch of it and encased himself in it and launched himself out of the hole through half of the attacking planes.
Yep.
So he's now free falling, covered in. He's lodged in the 3rd plane.
He's lodged on the 4th plane, but yeah, he basically bullet shot through 3 of their wings, like weaving and being crazy, and then landed on another one.
Yeah, I like to think of it like got outside of our ship, jumped forward, and then got like pulled back because of the way everything is moving.
He jumped in front
I
of
just
the planes and hit
imagine you
3
were
of them.
jumping through the pieces of the biplanes, like Mario in between two levels, just being like ding 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 ding, and like just damaging the special question mark boxes, except that's part of the plane, and them just exploding into little bits and people screaming.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
Congratulations, your character's now Italian.
There's still passengers that like need to get off this thing, right? Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, again, even with youngers, grabbing 2 or 3 of them, or what, 2 of them at this point, that still leaves another 10 people that are freaking out in their seats, yelling, screaming, all that fun stuff.
Hey. I am going to. I'm not sure what I'd have to roll for this, but I want to get everybody organized and start getting people up to the escape capsules or safety things.
Gotcha. So you have a couple ways to do this. You can rely on your skills and training and some kind of leadership, though you don't really have any leadership training, right? You have no military stuff?
No.
So you can do that one, but there'll be negatives. You can do guide and comfort as you try to calm people down and get them, doing the right thing at a normal roll. You can push your luck as per usual. You can try intimidating people into getting up and listening to you as if like you know what the hell you're doing, but not really going to help in this situation. They'll be more roleplay-esque than actually intimidation. Same thing with plead. You can plead with people. I would actually do plead over intimidate because intimidate is for a fight. But yeah, those are all the rolls you can make.
It might be crazy, but I think I'm going to try to push my luck.
Okay. How are you pushing your luck?
Well, I have no leadership experience whatsoever, but I'm gonna push my luck and I'm gonna try to stand up. And if I have to, I'll make a big show with my bending or whatever to get everybody's attention. Say, all right, look, you don't know me, I don't know you, but we got to get the hell off this plane before it fucking crashes. So while all my friends are trying to keep you alive, let's fucking go.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll your luck thing. Don't roll terribly, because otherwise it's going to be hilarious. You're a waterbender at this point, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. Got an 8.
An 8 total. Okay, so with that, you hit, so you do so, but at a cost to scrape by. Let's see here. So, with was it a total of 8, or did you forget to add passion by chance?
I did forget to add passion. That makes it 9.
Okay, still regular hit. And then would this apply to best way in, out, through, right? Because that's what you took for your assess the situation?
Yes.
Okay, so add another one.
That makes it 10, which makes it a full hit.
Correct. So, on a 10 plus, your boldness pays off despite the cost. The DM tells you what other lucky opportunities fall in your lap. So something bad still happens. Go ahead and as you are telling people and having them move and stuff, some of them don't get up well and yeet out the hole. So I'm going to roll and see how many people just get yeet out the hole because it's a falling plane, essentially. 4 people fly out the hole.
Jesus Christ.
But as they do so, you do see some of their gear and equipment left behind. If you would like to gather that along your way out with all the other survivors.
Yep, because just like the rest of our party, I'm a loot whore.
Okay, you pick up 4 various satchels from people's seats and things. And you guys make your way to the upper decks where the escape pods are. Of the 4 escape pods, all of them are functioning. So each escape pod holds about 5 people safely, 10 people unsafely. There is, at this point, with all the people that you have saved, including yourselves, about 10 people left of the non-crew people, of just the passengers and whatnot. You will notice several of them have stuff. They've brought their things. They've brought gear from the cargo bay. Like you, they have people's loot sacks, whatever you want to call it. There's a considerable amount of extra stuff being brought. As of now, there's plenty of space, so you can divide everyone up evenly with all the stuff they've taken and fill up all 4 things and launch and hope for the best. Is that what you would like to do?
And that's including us, right? We're going to get off too?
Yes, and I assume you guys are all going to stick in the same lifeboat, for those of you that aren't on top of planes playing Iron Man.
Yes.
Okay, so you will engage the thing. I'm going to roll one more round for the planes milling about and the airship itself and how it's holding up. Okay, so again, good news and bad news. Bad news.
Before you do bad news,
Younger
I
gets to
take my action.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, I would like to evade and observe.
Are we in combat? What are you trying to use techniques for?
Oh, I was trying to use my technique called chart a course.
Gotcha. Cool technique, not usable outside combat.
Okay, what is the thing I need to the basic moves.
Yes, you're looking at moves. It have to necessarily be basic. And just as a note for you guys, we don't necessarily have to use the quote-unquote basic ones. You guys can make up your own moves, as we are past 10 sessions at this point. You just have to walk me through what you guys are trying to do, and I will give it the yes, no, maybe so.
Well, if I can craft one, I would like to use the essentially like the rely on my skills and training to equivocally like create a clear and perfect plan of action for the rest of the people, so as to like not have our pods go into the way of fire from the other planes. You know, make sure that the pods will not be intercepted.
Okay, I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna call this one. Make a plan. And it'll kind of work like the help action. For every fatigue you mark, you will give another individual a +1 on a future roll.
So I can mark as many fatigue as I want for this?
Yes, and it will spread amongst the group. The people that are quote unquote piloting the ships or whatever will be able to have +1s on future rolls for every fatigue you burn.
And there's 4 ships, and we're taking all the ships because they're taking stuff?
Yes.
I will mark 4 fatigue.
Okay, you take 4 fatigue as you exasperately explain a plan of safety. All right, so all 4 of the quote unquote captains are going to get that +4 to use, or individually for 4 +1 rolls, which may or may not be helpful for their adventure ahead. You're tired as all hell. Are you the one piloting our ship?
I'll say that my my history in flight school, aerodynamics class when I was in my airbending father.
All right. That's a good tie-in. Gosh darn aristocrat over here. Went to school.
In real life, I flew a plane twice too.
So, You're in charge. That just means as the next rolls come up, you're going to be the one rolling for them. So,
Okay.
as you guys load up and everyone's about to take off, you look at Terran and he is standing on the deck looking for something.
Terran, get to the pods! What are you doing?
He yells back, "The crew! I haven't seen any of the crew members."
Oh, buddy. Would we know where the crew would be normally located? Like, would they be in the engine compartments, or would they be on the flight deck that exploded?
They should be on the same level that you guys are currently on. Honestly, they should be the ones piloting these escape pods.
Okay, well, I'm assuming my turn's over.
It's
when
just
the next stage happens.
So the next stage happens, and the boat holds up just fine. The planes also hold up just fine, which is not so great. So our friends out there punching holes in leather tops to planes, but doesn't seem to be doing much yet. So, but they are distracted, so they didn't shoot at the actual blimp this time. But it's still falling pretty quick. So next round. Younger, you are the pilot. You decide when the pod disengages. I will roll at advantage, quote unquote, to see how many of these 4 pods escape successfully. Not 2, sorry, other 3, I guess, because you get to roll for your own pod. Hey, good thing for your advantage. Your plan worked! Got all 4 off successfully. I want you to know if you hadn't done that, it would have just been one other ship. So now it's your turn for a roll. Using your action, I'm going to need you to rely on your skills and training to take off and fly away successfully.
Thank God.
Well, you are rolling.
Oh no. I get a +1 though, right? Because I'm a pilot.
No. What?
And I made a perfect plan.
I will give you a +1 for your perfect plan. That I will.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be rough. Okay. I'll take it. Okay, an 11 +1, 12.
Okay, literally a perfect roll.
Oh, -1, 11.
Still great. Great job. Yeah, no problem. You take off like you've flown this thing a million times. So, jumping over to our other man in the pod, Frozen, what do you do this round for your additional support?
Let's see. We got one person flying the pod. Mm-hmm. And I already got everybody into the pods. Mm-hmm. Is there even anything left to do?
Well, you do have a friend on planes and things. You could try and set something up to snag him so he didn't fall to the ground to his death once he's done riding on a plane.
That is a really good point. I don't know if I've got anything that could do that.
This might be one of those rounds where you use the assess the situation, or just like the straight up help action, or rely on your skills and training.
I need to get him safely back down from the plane once he's done, right? That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Thought, yeah.
How far up are we from the ground?
Yeah, what's our current difference in levels too?
Like
So
2 miles up.
no, it's not quite that high. The blimps float comfortably about a mile above the surface. You guys had a couple rounds of falling, so you're under a mile, but still probably 3/4 of a mile up. High enough to hit terminal velocity for sure.
There's no way I'm
air
gonna
balloon?
comfortably fall in water. I don't think.
You are not over water.
No, if our bender made like water
Oh, okay.
for me to try and hit, I'd probably like go right through it and then die.
You're just over here like Minecraft. No, it lied to me.
Over
So what did you
200
say?
something meters, it's pavement.
But what did you say are like the difference between where he's at and where we're at right now is?
So with the planes flying around, probably under 100 meters. But he's not like next to you or anything at this point. But that doesn't mean he might not get to you.
Man, what a time to not have water whip as an ability.
No Indiana Jones for you, friend.
But yeah, I guess I'm going to assess the situation. I need to figure out how I'm going to get him down. That's going to be my best option is assessing the situation.
Okay, roll.
It took a long time to get to that, and I feel stupid about it. But
happens.
11.
Okay, so you get to ask 2 questions.
Okay. So what's the best way out in through?
So the best.
Yeah, I think that's the best. Like, what's the best way I can get him safely back with us?
Okay, so you would know that him jumping to you is going to be the safest option. This escape blimp doesn't really have like really good controls. Again, it's really just like a slow falling hot air balloon. Is the best way to describe this little pod thing. It has a slight bit of mobility, but yeah, him getting to you is going to be the safest option because you guys trying to angle to him with how fast the planes are going in comparison is going to be very dangerous.
Yeah. Excuse me. In that case,
danger. Second question.
Sorry, my voice is still recovering a little bit.
You're good.
Can I modify the "what here can I use" question to? No, actually, is there anything or anybody that I can use to assist him in getting to us safely?
So you will notice that there is a crash net and a large rope relatively close together that you could probably craft together as some kind of catch it net if he was to get close enough and jump off kind of thing.
All right. And that's what I do. And I figure out in the meantime while I'm working on that how I'm going to let him know that he can jump into this thing.
It's going to be very apparent that there's a net hanging off one of the things with, you guys like waving at him. You know what I mean? You're in an open air thing. You're not covered by any means.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
All right. Speaking of, Kwong, you have 3 airplanes that are you're currently standing on top of one. How would you like to deal with these flying menaces? Because your objective was to take them down, is my assumption.
What do I gotta roll to throw the pilot out of the plane?
That you have 2 choices on this one, I guess. You could try to trick him out of his seat, right? To make him like try to get up and you just like, hiya, get GTFO, dum dum. Or you could push your luck and like again kind of do something goofy with that, or you could rely on your skills and training to literally just like pull him up and eat him.
Yeah, since it's made of wood, I can't exactly bend it and then launch him out. So I think we're gonna have to do a little CQC. I think we're gonna have to check a fella.
Okay, so skills and training.
Okay, skills and training.
All right, rolling with focus.
I forget what that does. Oh, it's a +2 for me. Okay. Skills and training again.
It's just a basic move.
Oh, rely on your skills and training. Okay, okay. Oh, rely on your skills and training. 11 full hit. Okay.
Oh, hit, no problem. Yeah, so you and your little iron suit just reach down, grab the dude, and go, "Have a nice flight." Ah!
Oh, I just killed a dude.
Did he live?
Yeah, he wily coyoted. He may or may not have a parachute on.
Yeah, hopefully they have like an escape parachutes or some kind of like safety thing. I'm not trying to kill anybody, but
Let's roll for it. Do
You
you
can take
see?
those.
Do
You
you? Do you? I'm gonna roll to see if you see his parachute like attached to his chair or something dumb.
don't kamikaze.
That's
You,
picked up.
you have a parachute. Unfortunately, the man you just ripped out of his seat does not.
Could I have given the person my parachute before I threw them?
It was their parachute.
Yeah.
You just ripped them out of their seat, which is what it was
He
attached
could
to.
throw the parachute though, like he could grab them, throw them out, and be
I mean,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
you
look!"
could drop it and be like, "Let the fates decide." Though feathers and bowling balls situation on that one.
I vote that he should be allowed to throw him a parachute, and he should be able to grab it without rolls.
If that's the best thing that I can do, then yeah.
Okay, you are sacrificing your own parachute if things go bad.
Yeah,
He
and
is
then
selfless.
I'm gonna get in the plane,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna do my darnest to crash it into another plane.
Why would you throw the parachute if your plan was to crash into other people?
They've got parachutes.
Okay.
I'm not sans a parachute.
All right. Whatever.
You have
It's
so
fine.
many options. You can fly the plane with one hand, shoot their machine gun at the other
Okay.
plane's engines with
Oh,
the
you're
other.
right. This thing has a gun. No, you're so right. Yeah, I'll use the gun.
Aerial kamikaze!
It's all literally.
No, I'm not gonna crash the plane. I'm gonna
Okay.
use the blaster. I'm gonna pew pew the other plane.
Okay, you're gonna try and pew pew the other planes, which you can do relatively not easy because you don't know how to fly. So you're gonna roll another rely on skills and training. Actually, sorry, you're gonna push your luck on this one. And you're also gonna take a -2 to this roll
is
just
awesome.
because like it's straight up. You have no idea what you're doing and you're pushing buttons. You're Anakin Skywalker in the Nabooian. Actually, he knew what he was doing. You're Jar Jar Binks in a pod racer at the moment.
To be
At least
fair,
I
the
hope
gun
I
should
roll
be made
well.
of metal, so that
Ex-
he understands.
Right, yeah, the bonus is if you crash, you're going to be fine.
Um can I instead like forego my turn because I feel like maybe if I don't do anything more than I've already done, it might be easier.
Okay, I mean, you'll have to do stuff next round, but yeah, you can do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, in order to avoid the -2 penalty.
Oh no! Again, that's because whatever
No
you're
chat.
doing, you're just in a very not used to what you're doing situation. You know what I mean? You're an earthbender flying a quarter mile above, sorry, 3/4 of a mile up in the air.
Okay.
The
All right.
easiest
I
way
mean,
to
if
say
there's
this is not your happy place.
all right, so regardless, it's a -2. So I'll go ahead. I'll roll the rely on skills and training.
Okay.
Ooh, the -2. And that is a 9, and then -2 would make that a 7.
Okay, that's still a hit. You do so, but imperfectly. You've shot a gun before. You're a not syndicate. What's the right triad? Yahoo. You know you picked up a gun once or twice, pew pewed at things. This is just
Is that what it is? We're flying around with pistols.
this is just a bigger version of that, right? Is at least what you think. You figure out what you assume to be the triggers, and you pull as you line up the quote unquote shot. The issue being is you don't let go. That first plane is done. Just game over. Goodbye. Bad time. I'm gonna roll for pilot survival rate here.
I pray for you, NPC.
It's not good. If he lived this as an Avatar miracle is all I'm saying. You see Swiss cheese flying out the side. Someone got spaghettied.
Son.
Who put Swiss cheese with
happen
spaghetti?
sometimes.
What the?
Wait, are you saying spaghetti because of the
Parmesan
red
cheese
sauce
is sick.
everywhere?
Yes. I'm saying Swiss cheese because bone fragments. Younger knows. He got the visual there. Thank you.
I'm not gonna think about it. This is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad day. That plane, I'm going to make another roll to see if it, does weird things to the plane it was next to. It does! Congratulations, you've dominoed effect.
Hooray! Nobody die, please.
Your fate does not look good. But on a plus note, you're still flying. The downside is you keep holding those triggers. They burn up, and you burn up A, all the ammunition, and B, they're fried. There's no using these things again. And the plane might have exactly. And the plane may or may not be on fire now because of how hot the machine guns got.
Okay.
Because it's a wood plane.
Damn it. I never understood that. These planes are in the air. They're soaring. How are they catching on fire? Is it windy as shit out here? What is that?
Actually, fire needs
when you make the
oxygen.
barrel glow.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what you did. You just hyperheated the barrel.
And now molten metal fragments are dripping onto the leather and wood components, and slowly burning holes through portions of them. Probably not fast enough to matter in your descent, though.
Correct. I was gonna say you're flying, so yay that, and there's no enemy planes that you can see up here. So, what would you like to do now? Because again, there's no enemies messing with the plane. You guys have all jumped ship, so we're kind of free falling between roleplay stuff here for you guys and your stuff. So, who wants to go next? Andrew's done his cool piloting bit.
I'd like to I would like to see if we can do, like skydivers will like fall and then they'll like join hands and do the whole circle thing.
Uh-huh.
I would like to do that, but instead of with hands, I would like to do it with the actual balloons themselves and the nets. And I would like to connect the net so it would just act as a bigger net, so it will be significantly easier for Quan to jump onto our friend's Darek's plan of using the net as a jump-off point for him.
Well, so hold on a second. You have a skydiving baby.
The baby is not skydiving. It is.
No. I'm trying, instead of having people connect their hands in skydiving, I want to connect the AirPods via safety nets so that you can jump into the safety net because it's easier because it's bigger.
Okay. How would you like to relay that information to the other pods without any kind of, walkie-talkie things? Because that was not part of your perfect plan.
As you well know, this was a part of my perfect plan.
Oh, it was part of your perfect plan. Okay, I'll allow it. 3 steps ahead this airbender is.
I played whatever those tokens are that we used to find the avatar before, I was skilled in noble etiquette and quality gameplays that legendary Iroh dude knew about and stuff. So,
Okay.
Is this going to be pushing my luck?
No, because it's part of your master plan. So it goes back into relying on your skills and training. This is more on the skills side of things.
Okay.
As it is more about piloting, which, on a plus note for you, gets you another +1 because it's another piloting action. And it's related to your grand super plan.
Super plan. Okay, so that's an 8. So I do it imperfectly, or I can mark a fatigue.
Okay.
So I'm going to mark a fatigue, hoping that we are not shot by any more planes this combat.
Okay. Giant max fatigue, right?
Yes.
Okay. And just know you
And my
start.
plan is perfect. Works flawlessly.
Just know you start taking fatigue. Conditions if you take any more fatigue.
Yep.
Okay. Frozen.
Yes.
What would you like to do? You've made a net. Or acquired a
giant
net.
net.
Would you like to this is again skills and training to connect all the other nets for Younger's super duper plan to work. Would you like to do that half of the roll?
Yes. Yes, I would.
All right. Remember you get a +1 to this.
I got a +1. All right. That's a 6. And that's a 4. That's 10. +1 is 11. Plus my focus makes it 12.
Okay. You and the other net throwing yahoos do well. Kwong, on a plus note, as you were flying, you see all 4 of the pods that you were protecting kind of form together, and it looks like there's a big old net in between all 4 of them, and you see a couple of your friends kind of hanging out the side of their pods waving at you. It's relatively apparent what they want you to do. What do you think they want you to do?
Well, I'm not gonna fly in with it, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. How do I depart from this plane in such a way that the net will catch me? Because I assume there's some kind of like correct way to fall. Do I?
You could
I,
try to
I
climb out
don't.
and just hop out. You could flip the plane upside down
Air
and fall out the hole. The only downside right now is you are covered in metal for your armor bits, so you're not super mobile.
Yeah, I can just drop that.
You could. Yep.
Get that skin.
Yeah, I could just drop that and then oh, how hard is it to get caught in this net?
Well, because they made it so big, you have about, I don't know, 10 feet worth of net to land on.
Am I
Actually,
wrong in
sorry.
thinking that's terrible?
No, sorry, I did that wrong.
Like
So
40 feet?
it's
Like 40 feet?
it's like a 20 by 20. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, whatever. I'm going to trust in the plan,
Okay.
and
Spinning
I'm.
backflip.
Oh no, not that much. I'm gonna make sure I'm looking where I'm going, but I'm gonna
Reverse
believe
belly
in the
flop.
party,
All
and
things, all
I'm
things.
gonna climb out of the thing, and making sure the plane doesn't go crashing and killing nobody.
Okay, I'm gonna make you roll a unique one that I've come up with for a move called a faith move. Right, you're doing a leap of faith essentially. Right, doing something that
Yeah.
has minimal chance of succeeding. It's kind of like the push your luck. Instead of passion, though, you are relying on harmony. Um, Yep, that's it. Works basically the same as push your luck. You're just using harmony, and you will the cost of failure is death.
Question.
Answer.
That's
Since
terrible.
since the net is so big, right? Does
Okay.
he get bonuses to landing
I will give him no negatives.
in said net?
I will give him no negatives. Which he should have at least a -2.
Would it have
So
been a negative? Would it have been a -3 before, or like 4?
a -17. No, no negatives. It's fine. He's safe ish for this roll.
Can't wait to get a 2.
If you get a 2, we
Yeah,
cry.
I feel like if it was, hear me out, Roger. I feel like if there was 4 nets and one net was going to be a -2, then this should be a +2.
I hear what you're saying.
Because then it would go up by 1.
I hear what you're saying, but more nets don't necessarily make it better. You've just given them a larger area.
It gives it. Yeah, it does make it better.
He said that a
That's
net
like
and a
saying,
net makes a net positive.
like,
I get it, but you're just adding the same bonus to the thing. Just because it's bigger doesn't make it better.
a 40-foot net could catch more fish than a 10-foot net.
I agree, but you're not catching fish. You're catching a person diving out of a plane while you guys are slowly descending all at the same time.
Are you ready for the bad news, guys?
Oh no!
See, this is why you should.
You missed your
be
roll, didn't
fucking
you?
cool.
I rolled a miss. I got a 6.
Oh no!
See,
Yeah.
if he had a +2, he would have lived.
Did you roll 2d6s?
Bad DM call.
Did you use the
I'll
roll
tell
20
you.
roller?
I did use the roll 20 roller.
Use real
I
dice.
got.
No, just kidding.
No.
He's technically a pilot. He's +1 to his roll.
Yeah, a 5 and a 2 plus 1 minus 2. So.
Ouch. Wait, why is it?
Oh wait,
minus
hold
2?
on. Why are there negatives? Hold on. Oh, I still have conditions from before to take off.
Oh, okay. Let's fix that and see
Hold
if
on.
that saves you.
Pull the bad news off of that. Okay, so if it's not a -2, then it would just. So the 6 becomes a 8. Wait, but harmony. It usually push your luck is what is
Passion
the
usually.
What's your luck is passion?
So instead of +2, it's a +1. So this
Okay.
is a 7.
That's a success.
7 is a hit.
We'll take it. So
By
you
1 point.
just whoo. So with this, you don't get anything bonus wise from this, so your faith paid off barely, scraping by. You hit the net and you feel yourself just kind of bounce off for a second, and then you grab the edge as you're hanging on to it, half a mile above the ground, and you kind of, crawl onto the net itself. Not a great choice to jump into a net while falling, just as a note for, catching things.
In case we try to apply this to real life.
Yeah, just whoever's watching this, don't skydive with nets. Probably a poor choice.
They do it for suicide prevention at exploitive companies across the world.
Different kind of nets, and the nets aren't falling with you. Again, this is like a cargo net that has been sewed together with rope. It is not the safest thing. But regardless, your friend is caught. The plane is smashed into nothing because it just kind of flies off and you don't know where it goes. It might come back to get you later. Who knows? But the 4 pods will gracefully head to the ground. Greeting them on the ground is a large scale fight going on. There's a ton of Fire Empire soldiers fighting off you would almost call it a ragtag group of benders, throwing everything at them from fire to water, just yeeting them out, and they are kicking their ass. It's not even fair. The ragtag group is just slamming them against the wall, essentially. Also, your airship landed on the firebenders, so there's that.
Oh shit!
But you guys landed relatively safe, and all the people you saved and all the stuff you got is good to go. What would you like to do? You could head into this fight with these yahoos and try to save the day with the avatar, or you can escape safely with your lives and maybe garner some information.
Who seems to be the attacker here?
You know who's winning. You don't know who the attacker is. You're on Fire Nation or Fire Empire ground, though. So you assume the hodgepodge group of yahoos is probably the bow levers.
So I don't know about you guys. I know we got this crowd of people we just saved and they need to get to safety. But I feel like helping the Fire Nation here.
So like there are, what was it, 17 people that are safe?
After all the people that fell out and all that fun stuff, more like 12, not to include us.
And we're like in the middle of the Fire Nation side of the battlefield. Like how is there a place that we could put these people so they could be safe?
Oh, they can just run off. They're not in the middle of conflict or anything. You guys are at like the edge of the battle. You're kind of in between both sides. Like you can see them both relatively well. You're close enough to see the fireworks, but not close enough to feel the heat.
I'm with Derek on this one. I think as long as they're secure, should be okay.
Okay.
So we're falling from the sky still, or have we landed?
You have landed. We yada yada the safety bits. You did a good job.
Okay, so question: while we are falling, could I do an assess the situation roll to be like, hey, I have a wife and kids, and there is a literal war happening on the ground. Where could I put them so that I can find them later? You know, like what landmark can I point them to retreat to? Unless we are also retreating.
Well, it
because this isn't necessarily our.
Sounds like they are all about fighting. You have to remember that your significant other is a capable warrior in her own fashion. So she might be gung ho to go kick some butt too, especially after getting shot at. There's probably a bit of adrenaline going on. But you are in your right to be like, go hide in the woods. We'll get you when the fight's over. If you don't hear from me in a day,
If this was a brawl, all about it, hun. Machine guns don't really care about your feelings. I have a giant metal suit contraption that can help.
Not anymore.
He can literally turn himself into an Iron Man.
Your suit was on the airship that crashed.
I heard we got all of our gear onto these planes.
You did get all your gear on these planes. The suit is there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, you're good. You guys picked the greedy route and didn't save any room for the crew, though. So the crew is donezo.
There was no crew. I didn't see them. They never existed.
That's fair.
We saved everybody we saw.
That's a statement that is true.
That was a very political response. And I can appreciate it.
So, do you tell your wife and small child to go hide in the woods while you go fighting the thing, or do you guys kind of back up as a group to maybe do something else? Terran looks.
I'm gonna ask my compatriots what the plan is when we enter the ground.
That works, yeah, because you guys kind of came out of the cloud bit, so you really this is relatively new information for you guys. You will notice that Terran looks sick, almost like what's the right way to describe this sickness? Like keeled over, like his stomach hurts really bad.
Is he airsick or?
Well, you don't know. You would assume he's not airsick though, because he lived most of his life on an actual boat. So air sickness and sea sickness probably not much of a thing for him.
It's probably due to holding the ship together while we were flying, right? It was really intense.
Yep. That's a very good assessment.
So while we're coming down out of the clouds and we're seeing this, can we see like an area that's like the back of the line,
You can see it from where you're at now.
like where all the commanders and shit would usually be?
This is a small
Because
enough. This is a small enough engagement that there's probably a commander there. Like this is a company's worth of people fighting,
Jesus.
not a whole regiment. It's not a giant battle. It's just a battle.
So then my next question would be, since we have this little bit of time, is there any way we can try to guide our falling things behind friendly lines?
I would say between the time where you guys come out of the clouds and where you land, not really. Again, these aren't super.
Okay.
What's the right way to describe it? They're not super fluid ships. You know what I mean? They don't really fly. They really just fall safely.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm still with my original plan of going and helping out the Fire Nation. So.
Okay. The rest of you on board with that? No qualms.
Well, I will help facilitate this plan and tell my wife and child to stay, on the right side of the trenches.
Okay.
And not to lift their heads up.
Or not trenches, but I got you. So you have two choices as the group of four of you meander off. You can head to the front of the lines and start just throwing powers and punching people. Or you can head to the back and see where you're needed.
Go see where I'm needed.
Okay, so you guys head to the back of the line where there are, the strategy going on, which is more like people just yelling loud things and trying to get people to listen. And you four kind of run up unabated for some reason. Like they're just letting you guys through for some reason because they are not focused. And one person on a horse looks down and goes, "What the? Who are you?"
Oh, we were on that airship that just fell down. We got shot down. We're thinking about those assholes over there.
Uh-huh.
And so we came to offer our help.
Okay. Are any of you soldiers? You know any kind of marching commands?
I mean,
are any of you Fire Nation? He looks around and the hodgepodge of people in front of him do not look fiery or red at all.
Waterbender. I point at Quan.
Earthbender. For 5 minutes.
I point at the other guy, Air Nation, but he's got a suit somewhere.
No, he's in it. He's rocking it.
Oh, yeah. I point at the guy in the big suit, Long John, go, he's Air Nation.
I got some firepower as I hold up, my my metal suit sized, grenade.
Terrifying. Okay. He reaches over and grabs some slips and holds out some little bands for you guys and says, "Look, put these on your shoulders, otherwise we're gonna throw stuff at you later."
Whip on my sash.
Yeah.
It's an armband, but whatever. Whip it on. As you whip it good, you guys are all marked as the help, essentially, right? Now we go into our combat phase. So this is a large scale battle, and this system does not do large scale battles well. So what you guys are going to do is we're going to use your techniques and rolls and things like that and go from there. Instead of one-on-one fights, you guys are going to be individually taking a section of enemies and fighting them one-on-one, essentially. So I will let you guys pick which section you guys deal with. There are 4 sections to make my life easy. The first section is ground troops. These are just yahoos using their bending and weapons to fight people on the ground. There is some air support that are literally more flyers, but they're more close hand. They look like airbenders and things like that using the air sticks. Or firebenders on essentially rockets is the easiest way to describe what it looks like. The other section is the enemy support, so the people in the back giving commands and things like that. And then the last one is their mechanized units. Like Younger himself, they do have their own mech-powered suits kind of running around causing havoc. But there's not that
Hey,
many.
maybe an upgrade there for you.
So, what section would you guys like to handle?
– I'd go for the supply.
I want to be a mech.
All right, so we got mech, supply. What else we got?
Well, if it's just me, then I'm going to go for ground troops.
Okay, so that leaves the flyers to our handy dandy avatar.
That sounds appropriate.
Is he feeling up for it?
We'll see on his rolls. All right, so again, this is going to be, you're essentially fighting a group by yourself. Is the easiest way to think about this. And for stats and things, you're fighting a group. So, yeah. There's 4 groups. I'm going to pull 4 cards. I'm going to have you guys marked as your things here. And I'm going to put your stuff so I remember who you are. So we have a waterbender. We have a weapons expert. We have a earthbender. Sorry, I was trying to think of what Terran was. And we have our handy dandy rogue of doom, also an earthbender. Okay, I got all your stuff pulled. I got your order on my little sheet here. And I got the enemy cards pulled. So, again, you guys are fighting individually, but again, as a group, we are. You guys are engaged individually, but as a group, we're doing an order. So, who would like to go first? Or sorry, you guys get to
I
pick
believe it should go based off our techniques, right? Because we're using techniques.
Yeah. So you're gonna fight, but like, of you guys, who's deciding their technique first?
I'm going to advance and attack.
Okay, you're advancing and attacking. Got it.
Defend and maneuver here.
Okay. Big surprise. I'm believing you.
Evading and observing.
Okay, you guys are being classic, and I love it. All right, and then Terran looks like he's also evading and observing. All right, so you guys have agreed on your stuff. The enemies. So, Waterbender, you are fighting the ground troops. The ground troops are evading and observing this round. Mex McGee's, they're advancing and attacking. Handy Dandy Support, they are evading and observing. That kind of makes sense. And last but not least, Airship is defending and maneuvering. All right, so first up is our defending and maneuvering on our side. So Kwong.
Easy. Use my mastery skill to earth armor.
Okay, you're armored up. Anything else that grants you, or anything you need to do special for it besides mark your fatigue?
Hold 3, spend 1 hold to negate 1 condition or to fatigue inflicted upon you. While you have hold, you are favored. You must spend hold at least once. Whenever an incoming attack would inflict fatigue or condition. Nope.
But you are
take 2 fatigue.
You are favored though, so I'll put that marker down for you. Okay.
All right. I think that's everything I can do, right?
Yep. All right. The enemies have 1 action currently because they're all regular shifted. So the whatchamacallit, sorry. The flyers are going to seize a position. They're going to back up one of their friends, giving them the favored condition as they have backup. We're going to give it to the ground troops because that makes the most sense. The ground troops have the favored conditions as they have air support. That's their turn. Any other defensive maneuvers? Nope. Now it's time for you attackers. Dun 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 dun.
All right. Who's going first?
You?
Wait, I'm the only attacker.
Yeah.
I got a 10.
Okay, that means you get 2 techniques.
Cool.
Excuse me. Or you can use a technique you haven't used yet and make it better. Don't forget, you guys also all learned new techniques after the last 2-year montage training thing.
Yes, I have one practice technique, but it's a defending maneuver, so it's gonna have to wait till the next turn.
Okay, just making sure you all are on the same page.
So actually, since I got my 10 done, I'm gonna go for my 1-2 combo.
Okay.
We're gonna go water knife followed by ice prison.
An interesting choice for attacking a group.
Well, I don't have any techniques that are meant for groups, and I don't think there's any techniques that are meant for groups.
Well, there definitely is, but they're mostly Earthbender stuff. But that's okay.
I just figured we were gonna upscale this for the.
No, you're good. Your stuff still applies to all of them. You're just throwing 4 billion ice knives out to hit all the ground troops, and then ice prisoning as many of them as it hits.
Yes.
Yeah, you're good. Don't mind me. I'm just telling you.
They all become impaired and then trapped.
Okay, so all the people on the ground become impaired and then trapped. That's rough. That's extra rough because they're not there. They had the favorite, and now you're taking stuff away from them. How dare you? Okay. Anything else you want to do to them this round? And that doesn't take any fatigue or anything from them, right?
It does not give them any fatigue or anything like that. Just the conditions.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, sorry. Water knife also inflicts a condition on them.
Aha! That is important.
And yeah, inflicts a condition and they become impaired.
Gotcha. And I will let you guys all know that you are the only group that is a small group is the flying support group and the mech group. Those 2 are small. The other 2 groups are medium-sized groups. Just for reference for you guys. Okay. One condition marked off. Next
It's me.
no,
Mario.
lies. It's now the mechs because they're attacking. You evaded, you fool. All right, so they're just gonna. They see a mech, they hit a mech. They don't have any pluses or bonuses, so it's just a singular strike to you, sir. 2 fatigue or a condition. Or you shift your balance away from center. Your choice.
I do that. Shift it twice, I guess.
Okay. Wait, why do you shift it twice?
Because you said I had to shift my balance.
No, shift it once though.
And I got hit for 2?
No, you
Okay,
took 1
cool.
strike, one attack. You have not shifted their balance. They don't get extra BS yet.
Question, a legit question.
Legit question.
I acted with my moment of faith or whatever it's called
Moment of balance.
in an act of care that put me towards care at that moment.
Well, so you can't activate your moment of balance unless you are centered. So
Okay, cool.
It doesn't shift your balance at all.
Gotcha. Okay, then I am 1 towards force.
Okay, so no more balance super moves for you. Next,
I don't have any.
evade and observes. Which we have.
So I roll to see what I can do. Right.
If you want to go first, yes.
And then I need to roll creativity or harmony. So creativity it is. A total of 8.
Okay, that's 1 extra action or 1 total action, whatever.
Okay, so just like 1 mastered technique.
Yep, 1 mastered or 1 basic.
I will select chart a course.
Okay.
So I make a plan, clear and perfect path of actions. I secretly choose my approach. I don't know what an approach is, so I think that's just like words,
that's
right?
the next round. Your approach is what style
Okay.
of combat you're using. So you secretly have it in
So I
your head.
secretly choose my approach and 2 techniques
Okay.
that I plan to use. If you use those techniques in the next exchange, I reveal the plan, and those techniques will cost no fatigue and cannot be canceled or blocked.
That's
Anyone
rough.
engaged with you can mark 1 fatigue to look at the note. So I'm going to write that down now.
I'm gonna burn 1 fatigue, and you're gonna show the table regardless. And then every time we say we're gonna look at the notes, we gotta look again. Yeah, so you would burn 1 fatigue just as a note for playing why that works the way it does, to look at his notes and then force him to not be able to do either one of those things. So, like if you had the chi blocking stuff, or there's a evade and observe that allows you to bolster or hinder, or do something that makes him focus up on something. Anyway, our other ally, evade and observe on our side, is our handy dandy wannabe avatar. And as he is fighting the yahoos in the air, he is going to bolster or hinder. Well, actually, sorry, I gotta roll first. Oh, hey. Roll that second dice. It was a 5 and a 5, but the second 5 doesn't count. 5 and a 4, 9. That's still 2 things. Which is so good, because then I get to do stuff. Oh. 10 seconds here, sorry. I gotta find his cool.
Okay. I have my things written down.
All right. So, he is going to hinder the Yahoos, right, using the hinder and whatnot, and give them a where is it? Where is it at here? An impaired status as he picks up the rocks on the ground and throws them in the air, so they keep like running into things as they are flying around. And then as his second action, as a plus note, he gets a fatigue back that he didn't need. His second action, as he's got a friend who likes to do this a lot. He's gonna hit him with the metal bindings. He's watched his friend do this enough time. He's kind of picked up the whole. You just use a little bit of metal and wrap their hands around things.
I've heard of that move before.
You've seen this in action. It's great. So he's gonna double up on their impaired, which is way too funny. They're double impaired, and they cannot escape while they are impaired. And he's now favored while fighting them. So suck on that one, Wang. That's pretty much where he's at. Okay. Our other evade and deserves are the enemies. The first enemy is our handy dandy support. They're evading and observing. They are NPCs, so they don't roll for actions. They just get one off the bat. As they see you armored up and ready, right? You're an earthbender fighting with the firebenders, so they're going to test your balance. They're going to mark 1 fatigue to challenge and engage foe's balance. They get to ask you what your principle is. What is your principle? Why are you fighting?
Not getting shot out of the sky.
Is that like a sincere question? Or is there something on my character sheet for that?
Yeah, it's your principles. You get to tell them one or the other. So either like,
I have self-reliance or trust.
yep, those are your two. So you can tell them either one that you feel appropriate.
It's such a weird way to answer this question.
I 100% agree.
Trust.
Okay, so they know that trust is one of your things, right? That's all they can do for this round. It doesn't do anything crazy. They just know you're over there because you trust the people that you're with. Important information to have. And then our other evade and observe is all goofed up. They have a favored and an impaired, so that's going to negate each other out, basically. But then they're trapped. So they can burn 3 fatigue to escape. And they will. Because, why not? Which leaves them all the way down to they get a singular action to do stuff this round, but they've taken 3 fatigue to get out of the trap status. They've already taken a condition because Ice Knife. They were evaded and observing those, so they get to clear one of those fatigues from earlier.
Question?
Yes.
You said that they were favored and impaired were opposites of each other, right? But when I'm reading
for NPCs, basically, yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Because
that was my question.
NPCs don't get that -2, they just get an extra. They lose one technique, and since favored gives you one technique, they cancel each other out essentially.
Okay, I just needed that for myself in my head.
Yee. Anyway, so they gain one of their fatigue back, which is yay them. Downside is they now take actually 3 fatigue because they hadn't actually taken any fatigue. Sucks to suck. But they still get an action. And they are dealing with our waterbender. So they're going to shift their principles up one. So now they have 2 actions, but they are slightly unbalanced. So that's nice. And that's all.
No, it's not.
They're gonna fight harder now. All right, that's their turn. We're gonna restart the thing here. The impaired are staying on the people flying. The favor is staying on you guys for now because you had them all engaged. I'm picking up the cards and redrawing them. For all the NPCs, including our handy dandy avatar, who actually probably shouldn't draw cards for his thing since we roll his dice. But you know what? We're gonna ignore that and move forward. Next, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and our avatar card is pulled. So now you guys get to decide. We know that the avatar is defending and maneuvering this round. Terran is.
I shall advance an attack.
Okay.
Evade and observe for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go defend and maneuver.
Okay, interesting choice. All right, so enemy troops are doing an evade and observe again. They're like, we need that fatigue back, yo. Our handy dandy mechs are defending and maneuvering. Our handy dandy support group is also defending and maneuvering, and our handy dandy air support is advancing and attacking, which is gonna go poorly for them. Okay. So, first and foremost, our defend and maneuvers are for you guys, and then I'll do Terran, and then I'll do the 2 enemies.
Mm-hmm. That's a 12 before I even add anything to it.
Good roll. 12 good. 2 actions. I feel like you should get something special for criticals, but you don't. You just get 2 actions, but should be like.
Well, I'm going to take the opportunity actually to take one of my practice maneuver and make it a mastered maneuver.
Ooh, okay. What's that? What's she doing?
Breath of ice.
Okay.
So, become ready to breathe shivering cold upon any foe who gets close to you. Any foe engaged with you at any point in this exchange becomes impaired until they clear the ice from their limbs.
Well, so yeah, that they don't get impaired yet, but I'm going to preactively kind of just toss this up there for when they attack you. Well, actually, they're gonna invade a reserve, so that actually won't be super helpful. That sucks. But okay.
But now it's a mastered technique after this.
Yes. Yes. So you burned your extra fatigue for it. You're good to go. Next, any other defensive maneuvers, or is it Terran's turn?
I think it's Terran's turn. I think everybody else was either advance or evade.
Okay. Terran has the favored card this one. So even on a miss, he'll be able to do something fun. Total of 6 plus defensive maneuver is focus, and for him with focus is a +1, so total of 7, which is barely a hit. So he'll get 2 techniques if he burns up his favor, which I think he will because he gets it back anyway against these yahoos while they are goosed up. So first and foremost, he is going to take the ready action. So he gains the prepared. He's going to take 1 fatigue for it, but you never know when prepared's going to, come in handy. If I could find the right card for it, jeez. And then, seriously, where? I'm blind. It's literally right in front of me. Anyway, so he's now favored and prepared for next round. And then his second action is, since he used earthbending last time, I think he's going to try a waterbending technique. You guys have any suggestions? Remember, he's an expert with the ice stuff.
I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of Ice Prison.
Is that defensive maneuver?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so Ice Gauntlet is what he's got. So he's going to cover his hands with sheets of ice, becoming prepared again. And when you make your next attack, you inflict 1 additional fatigue.
There you go.
So now he's double prepared, which is nice. Get a +1 to appropriate roll after the roll, or avoid marking a condition. So he's basically got 2 free condition marks ready to go, and he's favored for the next fight. Okay. Now the enemy's turn. There's nothing crazy on them and whatnot. Neither of them have shifted their balance, so they are just going to do their regular 1 action. They are both going to ready and gain a prepared card as well. Just to make my life easy peasy lemon squeezy. So both the mechs and the support group are prepared. Next, advancing and attacking on the allies' turn first.
Okay. So nobody blocked my stuff, right?
Nope, not yet at least.
Okay. So that means I get to use my abilities taking no fatigue. As such,
I was gonna say you haven't told me what you're doing.
I'm advancing and attacking. I told you that much.
Right, yeah.
But I roll. Okay, that's not great. I think that's 8. So 8 plus. What is that? What is advancement? 8 plus
Focus.
Passion.
Passion, sorry. Passion,
2.
not focus.
So 10. So I got 10,
That's
which means
2
I
action.
can do.
You can do both of your actions.
Okay, awesome.
So what did you say you were
cool.
going to do? I gotta know.
I wrote on here that I was going to do boom and strike.
Okay, so boom and strike. On the other mechs, what does boom do to them as you yeet a grenade at full speed?
Throw a small prepared explosive into the midst of your foes. Mark 2 fatigue, which I don't.
Okay.
To toss the explosive into your enemy's midst. Everyone in range, including allies in the area, but since we are, I'm assuming at the forefront, there's no allies over there.
I'm gonna again. You guys have kind of split off and cornered these guys. The Fire Nation soldiers that are with you guys are just kind of watching you just rip these yahoos up, and they're just kind of like taking defensive positions because they've been getting battered.
Now they must either mark 3 fatigue to dive away, or mark a condition and become stunned. Their choice.
Ooh, okay, so they could burn their prepared to negate the condition, but they will still take the stunned thing for next round. So that is what they're going to do. I'm just going to flip the card over, and they're no longer prepared. They're stunned, but they did not gain a condition. but they are stunned.
And now I have a DM question.
Okay.
I have a move that I can only activate when I do advance an attack.
Okay.
Oh, it also wait, pause. Because I did the chart a course option before, it cannot be canceled or blocked. If that matters.
Well, okay, never mind. They're still prepared. But they take you. Well, they get to pick, huh? Shite.
Yeah, they either take 3 fatigue or they mark a condition and become stunned.
See, that's a hard choice because marking a condition and stunned is better if they got to get rid of the condition because it's just one round of not doing anything. 3 fatigue is a good amount for a small group. I'm gonna say they're gonna take the 3 fatigue then and avoid the stun for next round. So now you're gonna strike.
Second thing
Strike
is striking.
Okay, and then you
Right.
can auto do it without taking fatigue. So then you get to pick if they take a condition or, the other thing, the fatigue. You can then make them take 2 fatigue or a condition.
Forcing them to mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance. So I'm going to say take an additional 2 fatigue.
Okay, and they can't stop it. So you, on this round alone, have dished out 5 fatigue, which would knock out a regular person. Unfortunately, it's a group, so, take that with a grain of salt.
And then just a second.
No.
It says on the second half of that I can mark a single fatigue, which I regained one last turn because I evaded and observed.
Okay.
So would that be an additional 2 fatigue, or
no?
If I did that,
no. You can mark the thing, and then you get to choose, and it gets rid of the shift the balance option. If you don't
so
mark
basically because I did the other thing, I don't have.
Correct.
Okay. I have one more final-ish question.
Okay.
My fueled by anger lets me take the advance and attack action again. However, my chart of course says that those particular techniques that I used do not cost fatigue. So could I technically use that again and not mark fatigue if I utilize my ability to take anger and then use that same attack again?
Right, because it gets you 1 extra action as long as you're attacking and whatnot, right?
Yeah, but it's still that same.
Yeah, I think if it falls under those 2 things, then yes, I will rule it as that as part of the technique or whatever.
Then I would like to use boom again.
Okay, that's ridiculous, but
and I'm angry.
you are angry as you yeet another explosive. All right, well, and it can't be blocked or diffused, so they get to roll if they take a condition or stunned. And at this point, it's better to take a condition and stunned, otherwise they're game over. So they are now stunned and prepared. Figure that one out. And they have fatigue. 1. Yeah. Well, no, not 8 fatigue. Just 5.
Well, you said they took 2 from the punching. 3 from the dodging. Okay, yes. And then they have a condition and stun.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And the condition they take is frightened. They're afraid. They came here to smash, and you over here with explosions.
Sounds about right.
That's the end of my turn. That's all I can do. I am useless as of this point.
I would not say that whatsoever. Okay, it is now the NPC's turn, and they are impaired twice. They haven't shifted their balance or anything like that, so they can't be impaired twice. So they lose 1 impaired and lose 1 action, and that's their turn. They continue to be impaired. Any other attacks? Nope. Alright, evade and defends. Allies first. Get your fatigue back, friend.
Evade and observe, so I'll take the fatigue off. I am favored, so can I do the same move twice?
Yeah. Well, not move, but technique. But also,
The
you need to roll to see
same
how many you
technique,
get.
yeah. Okay, gonna roll. And it's just 2d20, right? Nothing on top of it.
You mean 6?
I'm sorry.
If you're
You
on
Nah,
2d20,
you
nah, he
know.
definitely meant
You
20.
know.
So it's a rolling with harmony or creativity, whichever is better for you on evade and observe.
Zeros on both, baby. You got an
Doesn't
11.
matter. Okay. Okay, so you can use 3 techniques because you have the bonus from favored, and then you got 2 from the thing, or you can use 1 mastered basic and 1 learned technique to level it up.
Okay, so or 1 learned technique. Oh, okay.
Remember,
So
if you do the learn technique, you burn an extra fatigue too.
Yes. So
right,
just as
but
a
I'm
reminder
holding with my earth armor.
right, which is good. Don't mind me. As a note for the people watching this again, there are 3 styles of techniques. So you have the learned techniques, the practice techniques, and the mastered techniques. Earlier, Frozen used a learned technique and turned it into a practice technique, which means as long as he rolls above a 10, he can use it without the extra fatigue cost from here on out. But it is not quite a mastered, so he can only use it when he rolls
Other
above
way
a 10.
around, it was practice to mastered.
Well, you have not mastered it yet, because remember, you have to learn from a master to do mastered stuff.
Oh, well, then I just use a practice technique.
Okay, so it didn't cost any extra fatigue. Then is what that meant. Use
Oh, sweet, cool.
Yeah, once
So
you
the
go from
first
learn to
thing,
practice, it gets rid of the extra fatigue. Sorry, continue.
okay. So first thing I want to do is with my evade and observe, I want to use a learn technique, which is ground shift.
Okay, ground
So
shift's a great move.
yeah, I want to hit with an AoE to displace or unbalance the support that I'm targeting. Okay, so everybody is afflicted with impaired. So that's the learned one.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Or all right, and you said I could do a learned, and then I could do a mastered right now.
Master to basic. Yep. If you've done a learned one. Okay, so they gained the impaired, right? Because you've off shifted them one, right?
Right. Yeah. And then because they are now that they are impaired.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I did that the wrong way. The wrong way. I wanted to do my metal bindings, which is a master technique first.
Okay, that works for me. Same thing. They're impaired, and you have favored against them as long as you are engaged with them.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw out my metal bindings. And we said that single targets are basically AoE for this,
Yes,
right?
because you're fighting a whole group.
Okay. So if I hit them with that, that means they are impaired with the metal bindings.
Correct.
And then I get favored again for my next turn because I used metal bindings.
Correct.
My follow-up ability, my second ability, which is my learned ability, is ground shift, which is if they are impaired, they are now stunned.
Okay, they have gained the stun
That's what
condition.
I'm talking about.
Next round, they ain't doing jack diddly. Even with their prepared status, will not matter.
Okay, so basically I net 0 on fatigue because it costs me a fatigue
Okay.
from the learned thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then
No.
I
No. No.
have
No.
gained 1.
Wait. Was it learned or practiced?
Ground shift is learned.
Okay, so it is now practiced. It costs you the 1 for this first time. From here on out, you just have to roll above the number.
Oh, so it's practice. So I can actually just click it and make it practice now. Like it's
Yes.
not learned ever again. Oh, that's
Correct.
pretty neat.
If you've used it in combat, you now know it works. You've seen its effects. Now you just need to find a master to train you and get to the mastered status so you can use it on all the rolls.
Awesome. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah. So I like to imagine that they are clapped with metal bindings, like shackled in the arms, and then the ground will rumble because of the ground shift, so that they're all kind of like they just like fall over. Uh, you know what I mean? It's like tossed together.
So I would like to imagine because
You
these
invented chain game.
I would like to set the scene for you because these support yahoos are people on horses. They're the commanders yelling orders and things like that. So instead, you strapped them to their horses and then ground shifted them, and just the horses all fell over and they're stuck underneath their horses right now, just not having a good time.
Not the horses.
Yes.
You're just over here beating up animals and people tonight. Violence. You've chosen violence.
That's it for me, though. I'm good.
Okay. That is our evade and observes. The enemies have one evade and observe, and that is the ground group of Yahoos, so they're going to gain one fatigue back. They did not attack anyone as of yet. So they're going to test our handy dandy waterbenders balance as they learn one of your principles. Again, they're confused why a waterbender is fighting them.
Community.
You say unity?
Com-
Community.
Community. Sorry, you broke up there on my end. Okay, so with community in mind, you're here to help your people. They're like, we is your people.
No, you ain't.
So the next step in the process is the next round. All right. So with you guys re-establishing dominance in the area, it looks like the Fire Nation soldiers that were getting beat up have re-rallied behind you, and there's a large defensive wall at your back as they are still moving their wounded comrades to a safer position, kind of back beforehand. But you'll notice they are keeping those groups of people separated to just focus on you guys. Like as people try to like cross lines and punch at somebody else, you'll see a flame kick up and stop the group from hitting one of the people. As the flying people are going around, if they start attacking one of the other yahoos that isn't quote unquote assigned to them, you'll see a fireball just shoot out and kind of redirect them over to where Terran is. So you have support, but they're really just kind of keeping the group separated for you guys. So, the NPCs have all drawn their cards. And Terran has drawn the Defend and Maneuver again. Okay, interesting choice. He's over here just like not attacking for some reason. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to evade and observe this round.
Ooh, okay. Younger, Kwon?
Evading and observing.
Advance and attack.
Okay. So, no problemo. Starting NPCs. So, starting with our flying boys, they are also defending and maneuvering, which won't really matter because, again, they're impaired from last time still. Our stunned support group is defending and maneuvering. Again, won't really matter here. Our stunned mechs are evading and observing, which will help them slightly gain some fatigue back, but that's about it. And then our ground troops have said, we're advancing and attacking. You're going to get it, little water man. How dare you piss us off. All right. Let's see here. Defending maneuvers. We just Kwong, right? Or sorry.
No, he's attacking this
You're
round.
attacking. Sorry. Terran is the one who is defending and maneuvering. He has 2 prepared and a favored, so since he's still engaging his flying yahoos, he still gets that extra action. He rolled a total of 7, so only gets 1, so he'll get two things in the defend and maneuver category. He is going to you don't have any negative nothing. He doesn't need to escape. Let's see if there's any fun water techniques besides ice gauntlets that he can use, or maybe earthbending techniques. Let's see here.
Ice knife.
Don't think he's learned earth armor yet.
I spend a year talking
He's
about the
learned
advantages of earth
crucifixion.
armor.
Power of attaching nails to people.
Right. He learned metal bindings. Leave him alone.
I was going to say, I'm surprised he didn't learn that one from you, the ground shift one.
Dude freaking shoots bullets with his fingers. I have nothing to teach.
He shoots nails.
So he is going to take
ranged crucifixion.
He is going to take the stone shield. And he's going to raise a defensive shield of stone that protects you or someone else. Mark 1 fatigue to raise the shield. Anyone protected by stone shield gains the impaired condition. Because it is tough to move inside. The shield blocks the first attack directed towards you in each exchange. The stone shield cannot be moved or destroyed by an attack. It remains in place until you decide it comes down. You can select to use raw materials for the wall, earthbending, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so, he's going to protect our waterbender. Waterbender, you are impaired, but if someone attacks you, they have problems. And then for his second technique from his favored, he's going to take the detect heavy step, which gives him a prepared status during this exchange. You may lose prepared status and mark 1 fatigue to interrupt an enemy as they use a technique. They must mark an additional 3 fatigue or you disrupt their attempt to act, canceling the technique. So that's rude because he has 3 prepared. He's ready. They are not. I just want you to know all my prepared cards are out on the table. I have no more prepared cards to use. All right. Enemies, defensive maneuvers. First one is our flying boys and girls. As they are impaired from last time and haven't shifted their balance or done anything crazy like that, they are nothing. That just kind of goes back to how it was. They lose their turn essentially. Next up is our handy dandy support group, who are stunned and can't do jack diddly anyway. So I'm going to remove their stun category. Because they can't do anything this round. They will still be impaired, and they will still be whatever this prepared and impaired all at the same time, because on the ground with horses. They don't get any cool things for their action because again the turn is over. That is it for the Fendi boys. Attacky boys and girls on the allied side.
Alrighty. I'm just gonna roll.
Okay.
I got 10.
Okay.
I punch. Strike. Twice.
Okay. 2 strikes. Okay, so are you gonna mark fatigue or let them pick?
Let them pick both times.
Okay, so the first one, they're going to take a condition and burn their prepared card to kind of negate it, so they're not going to worry about it. And then for the next strike, they're going to take... let me just roll a d6 here and decide on that one. Ooh, they'll take a shift in balance.
Okie dokie.
Which is both good and bad. You guys all know that shifting the balance is probably the easiest way to defeat an enemy, but it is also the most chaotic for their exit.
So just to be 100% correct. So I rolled a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I get 2 things to do on top, and then I still have a favorite thing to do.
Oh, you still have a favorite. Yeah, totally forgot. Yeah. Because you have them under metal binding. So, and
I would like to strike 3 times.
Okay? A third strike again, allowing them to pick.
Yeah, we're gonna hit him like Street Fighter.
Dang! And they're taking option 1, which is the fatigue. So they take 2 fatigue. So they took a fatigue. They tried to take a condition, and then you shifted their balance.
Like what was said earlier, it's like Iron Man, but I ran out of ammo.
You just start punching people.
You're like Iron Man in any kind of material. You're just always a nano suit. because you're standing on your material.
Right.
You are a suit around the world in a different sense. So, no more ally events in attack, which means we only have the handy dandy yahoos at the end of the row, who are attacking our handy dandy waterbender. Waterbender, as you are doing your thing, you notice that they are stopped dead in their tracks. They try to strike at you, but are stopped.
That's what's...
Oh, okay.
Instead of
What stopped him?
Tremor sense from Terran.
Oh, very nice.
So they either would have taken 3 fatigue to throw a haymaker at you and killed themselves, or they would have not done the attack. So they chose to not do the attack because that makes more sense.
No kamikaze.
Nope, not today. Evade and observes. Mark your 1 fatigue in the positives. I'm gonna.
I was about to be like,
I'm gonna make a note for the enemies. They are stunned, so I'm gonna pull their stun card, but they don't get a turn, so they get skipped. So just our one and only ally. What you got for us,
2.
Frozen?
What
Didn't Younger do evade and observe this round too?
No, he doesn't get to do things. I keep telling you this. We skip Younger every round.
Younger, did you want to go first? Do you want to go first, Younger?
I would. Thank you, Frozen.
Please,
At least
please,
someone cares about me here.
I'm sorry. There's 26 people on my board. Leave me alone.
Yeah. 12. I rolled a 12.
Okay. Nice.
Oh my god. That's 14. I gotta wait. No, never mind. It's creativity plus 1. 13.
Okay, more than a 10, so you get 2 actions or one of your special ones.
Okay. I will do 2. I would like to commit and chart a course again. That is what I will do. So I recenter myself, so I'm now centered.
Okay.
Because that's important in this game.
I mean, yes.
I've missed so many growth points. For not being centered. Then I will, chart a course. So I'm going to write down my future actions. And I have a question.
Yes.
My NPC allies are a bunch of dinguses. Can I, instead of targeting an enemy with a skill, target an ally instead, even if the skill normally says enemy?
I mean, depends on the skill, I guess.
Okay, well, it's a secret, so I guess you'll just have to tell me next round.
Okay. Yeah, generally if it says an enemy, it's attacking an enemy. If it's just whoever, it's, whatever. Because, like, bolster and hinder, right? You can help an ally or hinder an enemy. It literally has both of them on there. So if it's not really listed who it targets, then it probably doesn't target them.
Yeah, this one doesn't normally target allies, but
okay,
I would really like to because my allies are being jerkwagons. Not the people, not you guys, but the NPC allies are being jerkwagons.
I mean,
I don't know what I'm catching strays for.
I mean,
you're not.
They were getting their asses handed to them when we rolled up, and they're trying to recover right now. So,
yeah, we got to change that.
I plan to, assuming the DM allows it.
It is an option. I've told you what they're doing at the end of each round. First round was, oh, hey, there's people helping. The last round was, hey, we're going to help make sure they don't cross the streams. All right.
Okay, that is simple.
All right. It's time for the next round.
Hold up. Oh. I haven't had a chance to go.
Wait, sorry. Yeah. It's Frozen. Frozen gets to go. It's his turn. Quit trying to
you guys only get 2 turns.
Our players.
You're too strong. Can't deal with this. All right. Anyway, Frozen, I apologize. What you doing?
So I was gonna roll this, but then I thought about something, and I have a moment of balance.
Okay.
Everyone's gonna use it this action.
And I think this is a great opportunity to use this moment of balance.
Especially because you're impaired in a shield wall, but I'm listening.
All right. So you said it was cloudy, right? Like we came through the clouds to get down here.
Yes.
Were they thick, heavy clouds? Like
Yeah.
rain clouds or just
Essentially, yeah.
okay. So I want to use my moment of balance. Because I've always struggled to rely on other people and it makes me feel weak. But in this moment, my connection with my allies, my connection with these guys I'm trying to help, I want to push myself way beyond my limits. And I want to pull down this rain and these clouds and use it to refresh all of us. All of my allies, all of the army, the Fire Nation army. I want to turn into a healing rain pouring down on us.
Well, that looks holy shit as it happens. Yeah, so as the rain falls, and it seems to only be falling on your allies. Like there's a hard line in the sand where the enemies are at, and the rain seems to move around them. You're focusing pretty heavily on this rain, but for all you allies, mark 3 fatigue in the positive, as you are healed by your ally. You'll also notice
not only you get you can clear any and one status, clear 3 fatigue or 2 conditions.
Would you like to remove your impaired?
I'm taking all that fatigue back.
And yes, I will be removing my impaired.
Okay. All right, that
the rains down in Africa.
He 100% totoed on him.
Yeah, I did.
DM approval for sure. All right, so yeah, that worked really well. The Fire Nation Yahoos behind you, the ones that were damaged, looked refreshed. They look confused, like why they feel better, but it's relatively apparent as the rain kind of like fuses around wounds and like you can see it knit back together really quick, kind of how refreshed do. And you've definitely saved the lives of several soldiers that were donezo moments before because
you have effectively created a certain species of a bacteria that prevents infections from spreading amongst wounded comrades.
Okay, World War II.
That was something that happened.
Calm down.
Glowy in the Civil War.
Shake my head at you history Yahoo. All right, so as soon as you said mentioning glowing bacteria, we knew where that was heading. So you have healed your allies. The people behind you seem bolstered excessively. You can almost feel the combat change. You guys haven't completely decimated these groups by any points, but you now have a full fighting force of firebenders behind you. So, at the end of each round going forward after this next one, or starting this one, whatever you want to call it, Plus Ultra, you guys will get a free advance and attack against all of the enemies from the firebenders. That'll be a free strike.
Oh my god.
Totally just shifted this combat entirely. These believers are done for.
So, top of the round. Unfortunately for them, there's not really a place to retreat to. It was an all or nothing fight, and they were winning until you guys showed up and totoed the shit out of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies pulled for, and our handy dandy Avatar is attacking and advancing for once. He said, all right, I'm with it.
Attack and advance!
Attack and advance.
Okay. Last but not least, Andrew?
Oh yeah, same thing. Attack and advance.
All right, everyone's going balls out. The enemies are advancing and attacking. For the ground troops, defending and maneuvering for our handy dandy mechs. Evading and observing for our support. Again, kind of makes sense. And evading and observing for our flyers. Again, kind of makes sense. So, first is the only defenders, which are our handy dandy mechs. They are gonna activate retaliate. They're just something hits them, they're gonna hit them back. That's all they can do. They don't have any conditions to burn or anything like that, so their prepared action isn't going to be super helpful yet. Next up is all of our attack and defenders, which is all our allies. So I'm going to go in my order from you guys, and we're going to start with Frozen.
Okay.
You're attacking the ground troops.
That's a 7, so I only get one move.
One move a doobie.
In that case, we're gonna go with water knife.
Okay.
Yep.
That'll just impair them, right?
They get a condition and impaired.
Ooh, condition and impaired. Okay, you'll notice they are not looking good whatsoever.
Good. I don't want him to look good. I want him to look beaten.
All right, moving over to Younger. Younger, you're next in my list.
I'm going to first pressure the gosh dang tank crew.
We got to roll first.
Okay. I want to pressure them. I want to pressure wash them. A 5 and a 4 plus passion, 2. So that's 11.
All right, you get 2 things or one of your special moves. So I heard pressure.
The secret one that I was talking about, the wanting to do on my allies, is I want to pressure my allies, the tank guys, because all they've been doing is not attacking. And I want to pressure them to at least not evade and observe.
Okay. I'm going to say for
so
these...
it'll be a 50-50 chance.
Gotcha. So they're not drawing cards, so that really won't apply to them because they're not choosing a technique or anything. They're literally out of combat, in combat. They're at this point, they're throwing in a free strike. So I would redirect that pressure at the enemy and cut them off for next round. Like, don't let them defend and maneuver.
Well,
so
my
they can't
2
escape.
secret attacks were both pressure. So can I do the other pressure at one of my allies' areas?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to pressure the guys in front of me to not be able to defend and maneuver. And then I will pressure the troops who are fighting our ground forces.
Okay.
So that they cannot defend and maneuver either.
Okay. You're making it really hard for them to escape next round. Oh, I forgot one of the other defensive maneuvers on the enemy team. My apologies for the support Yahoos. But they are losing one of their things from being impaired, and then they only get a singular action, and they will take the... they're trying to escape the scene. Any foe of them can mark 1 fatigue to block this technique, though. So you can keep them here if someone wants to burn a fatigue.
They also cannot block my techniques because of my prior turns.
You're good.
Course.
Yep. No,
I'll burn that fatigue.
Okay, so you stopped them from getting away by throwing up a ice wall or something in front of them for a second.
Yep.
All right. That's their they tried. They tried to get away. Next up is on our team, looking on our handy dandy Rock Boy Elder, I should say, because Rock Boy Jr. is the avatar.
Elder? That's rough.
Rock Boy Elder.
When freaking Gen Alpha tells Gen Z that they're old. I rolled a 9.
All right, that's 2 techniques, barely. Plus your favorite.
I punched 2 times.
You technically have 3 things if you want. You want to punch 3 times?
Oh. Punch 3 times.
Is your favorite?
Okay, so with 3 punches and them being stuck where they're at, either way, whatever combo they pick, they are shifting themselves out of combat. So I'm going to say, for narrative purposes, you are just yeeting boulders at these yahoos on their horses and just pegging them. You know what I mean? They're just crumpled and trapped underneath these rocks. They are not getting up because you've slammed them into the ground. They're bound to their horses. The horses' ankles are broken. Just having a rough day.
I was gonna say I don't peg nobody without permission. I don't know about that one.
Anyone
Consent is important.
Catching these rocks.
Everyone who enters combat with you guys is consenting to being pegged.
There's so many ways that could go in my brain. We're just gonna walk away from that one now.
All right. It's now Terran's turn before the enemy NPCs. And he has 3 prepared and a favored to play with. And for each one of these prepared, actually, sorry, 2 prepared because he actually had to burn 1 to do the stopping of the other guys last round. But he can get a +1 to his rolls with these. So we're gonna roll and see how many techniques he gets, because it could be a lot of oof. He's gonna need them because that's a total of 7. He'll take the 2 prepared and burn both of them to get a 9, so he'll get 3 techniques after he gets his favored in. And he is pewing at the air support. He's hitting him with that metal bending strike all 3 times. You see nails just flying in the air and just pew 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 pew.
Shoot and skeet.
Essentially.
Anyways, he started blasting. Pew 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 pew.
Exactly.
I'd rather get hit by a bullet, honestly.
Right.
Essentially, that's what this is. But yeah, he still technically gets favored, but for every one of these things he done because of Ice Knife, they get an extra fatigue worth of damage. So if he takes 3 fatigue, he can guarantee 9 points of damage against the Yahoos or 6 conditions. So they're done. He's gonna burn his 3 fatigue, and they're no more flying people.
Because like part of it is frozen, and then the nails are smashing it. So, I don't want that to happen to anybody. That's so violent.
I mean, it's Terran. He's trying to shoot
I
the
think a
brooms
better
and
thing
the
to
other
do is like
things.
if these things have cockpits, you know, he just like nails them shut so that they can't open.
They're not cockpits. Again,
eject.
they're the classic airbender flying mechanisms, the little staff things.
So they're just flying crucifixes right now.
I wouldn't say it like that, but yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a way to interpret it, I guess.
And the firebender air support are riding on top of essentially rockets, and he just shot the heck out of those. So all the air is having a bad day. Next on the list is the enemies. There's only one enemy that's attacking, and that's the whatchamacallits, the regular peeps. They are impaired, so they can't do anything because it takes away their action, and you have yet to shift their balance, right?
Right.
So then that's all they can do. They're stuck in place because your cold breath and angry thoughts. All right. At this point, the enemies are doing their thing. They cannot evade and observe. Or sorry, they cannot. Neither of them can defend a maneuver.
Correct.
Which is funny because that's the first 2 cards I pulled.
Good. Rejected.
Okay. There's one. It's not a defender. Okay. The 2 remaining enemies have their cards, and Terran has his. He is attacking and advancing. What are you guys doing? Continuing the onslaught.
Defending and maneuvering.
Okay.
I am continuing the onslaught.
Okay.
I agree. Punch, punch, punch.
Punch, punch, punch. All right. So the enemies are evading and observing on the ground. They need that because their fatigue is trashed here. And our mechs are attacking. They're like, F this noise. We're going to get them. Are you...
Wait. at the end of the last round, there were supposed to be our firebenders.
Ooh, you are 100% correct. Yes, they get a free strike. Which they don't get to burn a fatigue, so the enemies get to either take 2 fatigue, a condition, or a balance shift. The Yahoo, the group, the ground peeps are gonna take that balance shift, so they get 2 actions on their turn. The mechs are gonna take a condition but burn it and get rid of their prepared status. Okay. There you go. Now to the top of the order, which is defending and maneuvering to start. Younger.
You're muted.
Also, you look.
What
you,
the?
No,
What?
you're no. You're
Can I-
good. I can hear you. You're good.
Okay. Oh, that's not great. Okay, so that's a 7 plus focus. Ew. I think that's 7 plus. Where is my thing? Plus 1. Sorry, -1. 7 minus 1, so 6 total.
You miss. No technique.
Can't do nothing.
Ain't doing jack diddly this round. All right, next. Look, for all the 12s you guys are getting, I need to hear some misses over here. Got to balance things out. All right, next up is all of our techie boys and girls. So you two to start. Kwong, you want to start us off?
Alrighty, here we go.
You're not technically engaged with anyone. Who are you engaging for this fight? Because you'll have to shift over because your enemy's down.
What are the repercussions of the support not participating in this combat anymore?
The repercussions is they don't get all the inspirations and other things that they get bonuses for. Not once did they get to use their special powers.
Oh, well, neener, I guess.
Yeah,
rolled a
thank you,
7,
random card pulls, by the way. All right, so one action. The one downside to you not dealing with the Yahoos from before is you're no longer favored because they're down and out.
Fair. Yeah, so 7, and I want to go after the ground troops.
Okay, so you're engaged with the ground troops. I'm going to move you over just so I have a mental note. Okay. What, and you're striking or doing something special?
Oh no, I'm just here to punch.
All right, you punch a munch, slappy slap. Taking fatigue or just letting him pick?
Oh, I don't know what their status was previously.
They were not looking good. They're pretty goofed up.
In the fatigue or in the conditions?
Well, they get to pick what they're shifting, so they can either shift their thing or take the condition or the fatigue. And I'm telling you, they're going to shift their balance to stay alive. Unless you take a fatigue and force it to be fatigue or condition.
Roger, you've been kicking us in the butt so many times. On a miss, we can choose to shift our balance and instead do something.
You know what? You're right. I totally forgot about that.
Fatiguing.
Okay, so you're taking fatigue. They'll take a fatigue. You finish them off because they had not enough for any of that. Their 2 fatigue covers the fatigue they gained and hits their last condition. So you have removed them from combat. You came in like a wrecking ball. You just see this pile. You just see this pile of rocks fly over and smash the last 2 dudes that are standing up. He throws up a peace sign behind him. All right, that's our rock. Looking at you there, water boy. Your enemies are gone, so that really just leaves the mechs to goof up, and they are not looking great. There's like one mech kind of standing there, just kind of fisticuffs, ready to do something.
It's like stuck in the mud.
I'm gonna be on the borders, and since that's our water boy, I'm gonna say, "You can do it."
Yes. All right, that's a 3. That's a 3.
Water down there, air vent.
7.
That's one action.
Do they have a condition right now?
They are
Or not a condition, but are they impaired or anything right now?
They have no statuses, positive or negative, but they are goofed all up.
Well, in that case, I'm just going to have to water knife them.
Okay.
And they get a condition and become impaired.
And with the final condition, you have knocked them out of combat. They were scared, frightened, angry.
Their condition is drowning.
And now, no. Drowned is not
as
a condition.
they are drowning inside of their locked metal coffin.
That's a status. That is a status. Drowning is under doomed. But bada boom, bada bing, you have completed the last of the combat. Terran didn't even get a chance to throw any more punches. So, there's that. As you guys stand victorious, you hear a roaring applause from behind as the firebenders, who had, kind of stepped up to the plate at the last minute there, are nothing but excited to see you. You are greeted with open arms and happiness and excitement, and they are just impressed with you as a group. They ask who you are and why you're here, and they notice that one of you was doing both earthbending and waterbending, so there are questions about that.
Seems like a perfect time to announce this. So I'm gonna pull a long john.
You're gonna get married and have a child?
No, I'm gonna tell everybody that we're here with the Avatar, and we're here now in the Fire Nation to find him a fire master. And we happened to get attacked in the airship, and came to your aid.
They look around and say, "Well, a master, huh? You probably want one of the generals." And a couple of the higher ups kind of look around, and Commander says, "I'll send word to General Tungslar and see if he is willing to come."
You can't see it on my camera, but my hands totally just went to my face, and then, oh my god, yes.
So, as you get the good news, right? We're gonna take a short break to reconvene. What do you mean no?
There's no good news. You just mentioned my dead friend. I am now travestied.
No. Yeah, okay. But this is his dad.
Just happened to be the nearest general to you guys, and probably one of the better firebenders.
I thought they were saying that you were like your character.
Alive the whole time.
Surprise! Okay,
that would be an epic twist, though. Not gonna lie.
He survived, fell in the water. No, y'all, you watched them break his neck, bend him in half. He didn't come back from that one. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick water break / pee break. And we'll go from there.
You know what that would be? That would be called some Avatar shit.
Hey.
If he was not dead.
Hey, you know what? While we're on this break, though, I'm going to make you guys listen to the theme song one more time, just because Andrew did not get it the first time. Unless he's running off.
Andrew's going to leave.
I was going to say, he's not going to listen.
Let my kid get to bed.
Okay, yeah. You do it with your kid. Never mind. No, we'll do that later. BRB.
We didn't start the fire. It was always... I don't know if time is frozen. I'm alone. Straight up abandoned. Life is so unfair when nobody cares. What the fuck? I guess it's on my camera. Well, that's not me. But it's instead my eye. Wah, wah, wah. I am here, despite all of my friends being gone.
No, I was just muted.
Is that the theme song?
Yeah. Don't you like it? Isn't it so depressing? Also,
Our audio is coming through on the stream.
Andrew, your screen is pitch black.
Yeah, I have a cover on it.
It's
I was going to say
scary.
he came back already and put the camera on him.
Interesting.
You were never
indeed.
alone.
I was never alone. You guys are like God or something, just listening to me while I can't see you.
Pretty much. I'm listening to you hum and sing in the background there.
Or since I can't see you guys, you are merely fragments of my own imagination that I have created to keep myself company.
We're elements of the simulation.
Younger, I just picked up our package from out front for one of our supply shipments, and I was like, oh man, this is way too small. They goofed this up. It weighed like 90 pounds.
Look, our audio's coming through on the stream.
Is it? Is that good or bad? Oh, yeah, because it's BRB.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They can always hear us on the BRB. So I tell you guys to mute yourself when you run away.
All I heard is that you have a bunch of new stuff that you can go and flaunt at our viewers.
I could, but I'm not going to because then I'd have to waste the time to cut them open and whatnot. But we'll see that later. It should be cool new lockets and new style of spinner dice. And I honestly don't remember how many spinner dice, but it seems, for as much as we ordered, it seems kind of like a small package. But who knows? We'll find out.
Okay, so we are victorious. We are heroes going to meet Tugislar's dad. Have we met his dad before?
Nope, no idea. And to be fair, he doesn't
Oh,
know who
this is
you
sad.
guys. He doesn't know who you guys are either. So.
Oh, he's about to.
About to.
Are you saying that Tugislar would never have ridden home telling his family about the people that he's met and he's traveling with?
Yeah. Yeah. Tugislar was a family man.
No, because that would compromise our mission.
No, he just can't mention the Avatar. We picked up some stray cat of a kid.
Well, he was friends with the whole group like before we got on this mission too. Like you guys had all been together for a minute.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know it was like that. Yeah. Maybe.
So depressing. So sad. I wonder if Quan the Strong will have any good words for our
Nope.
departed comrade.
No, I'm keeping my mouth shut. It's
Yeah.
scary.
I'm not.
All right. Yeah, I am concerned on what's in this box that is delivered because I just looked at the order sheet for it and I didn't look at that before. It's 90 separate line items and we definitely only ordered 3 things. So
You know what? Accept it.
it's too late now. It's already through the system. Anything past this, I get to yell at people and be like, "What the heck did you send us?" Anyway, we'll get past that. They could have just been goofy because our poor suppliers in the hospital with COVID.
Oh, yeah, that could be a thing.
Poor man. I hope it gets better soon. Anyway, um, jumping.
We are to see the wonderful general of the Fire Nation.
So this is just a general again. It is going to be probably a 2-day journey. They sent a messenger ahead of you guys to kind of prep said general about stuff and things. So let's see how those 2 days of stuff go. First day, nothing terrible. Good vibes, good people, good weather. Couldn't ask for a better day, to be honest. For that, you guys will be able to relieve 1 condition and up to 2 fatigue, even while traveling.
Yeah, buddy. I only had one fatigue, one condition.
Oh, okay, then you're good. Day 2. Unhappy. Okay, the opposite day. So day 1, beautiful weather, things are great, all that fun stuff. Day 2, not so much. Just dreary and gross, and the wind sucks, and the horses that you do have don't want to cooperate, and you're muddy and going up hills. It's a struggle. Of a montage, you have happy-go-lucky as you approach a small Fire Nation fort, kind of at the edge of the capital. So you guys know the capital is about another day or two's ride from where you're at currently, because that was where your airship was heading. And it got blown off course, the day prior, or whatever. So as you guys approach this fort, it looks already scarred and destroyed. Like it's already seen a considerable amount of combat. Though, this combat doesn't look fresh. It doesn't look like it just happened. It looked like it happened some time ago at this point. It just, was never repaired. And out front is the whole kit and caboodle. In the rain and the grossness is a small complement of soldiers in decorative wear, wearing full fatigues and sitting on a very well-decorated horse is a well-decorated general and a couple other yahoos standing next to him. And it is almost immediate that you can tell that that's Tungslar's dad, because it looks like Tungslar with a much longer beard and a few extra pounds. He still looks like he could kick your ass, though. He wields a great...
I have a bad joke.
He wields a great glaive that touches the ground while he rides on top of a Clydesdale. Is how big this man is. Just as a note, this thing is like 10 feet long. It's ridiculous.
That's your friend's dad?
Yar.
Dude, what was your friend like? He must have been a badass.
Oh, he was a badass. Was badass, right? Right up until the end.
Yes.
Terran's gonna look over at you guys and go, I mean, he was pretty cool until his neck made a sharp turn.
Shut up.
Ooh,
maybe don't
Fortes.
mention that.
We're far enough away. He couldn't hear me, right? He looks around dodgedly. That was probably better.
I mean, he couldn't hear you yet, but maybe don't mention that part.
Yeah, sorry, it was a traumatic day for me. I not only got to see that up close and personal, we also, got to see my father humiliated. So, bad day for everyone involved.
So
Still
everybody
carrying a little
grieves
bit
and
of trauma for
will-
mourns.
that, I can tell.
A
I
little
will
bit.
step over to introduce myself to Sir Tugslar.
General Tugslar, but yes. And
You
you
call
go
generals sir sometimes.
Sturgislar.
Circulasaur. Anyway, you do so. You bow formally, and then what?
I introduce myself as a former compatriot of your son.
Former? Do you know where he is?
Um,
Oh shit! And I
that is the
absolutely say
case.
that out loud.
I regret.
he looks
I
over at
regret
you
to
and like
inform you.
leans in. I will take that as a yes.
I
regret
joined
to
after
inform
the
you.
fact. These guys know what
What?
happened.
Time out. He holds out his hand. One at a time. You know what? We're gonna hold off on this. I'm first gonna
No,
get.
you should know.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna go inside and let these poor soldiers out of the rain, so we're not just standing out here like a bunch of weirdos. Please come inside, and we will talk in there. He takes you inside the fort. The troops kind of disrobe a little bit and take their formal stuff and put it on the inside, but then they go to guard duty on the outside of the fort itself. You guys are taken into a small command room, and a very pretty lady is serving tea to what you assume to be the officer corps, and sitting on very comfortable looking couches and things like that. It's pretty luxurious for these fire soldier yahoos.
I flee.
You,
Yeah.
I guess. All right. You leave the room. Though, can you roll me a? Hey, before we get too far, I almost did the goofy and forgot to turn off the BRB sign again. Whoa!
Oh no.
I saved it this time. We didn't spend 10 minutes on it. Gosh dang it. Anyway, um, so with that being said, or the thought of that, whatever, you step out of the room. But can you make a? It's not perception check, but a perception check. I just want to see if you catch this. So I just want you to roll a straight focus.
Harmony?
Focus. We're gonna go with
Focus?
focus.
Okay.
Straight focus roll. No negatives to it. Just want to see if you catch something.
My focus is good. I got an 11.
So you will, as you are running away from this girl, because you soak up every detail to make sure that is a female before you take off. You are also 90% sure that is a triad member.
Aw, come on.
Yeah.
Okay. I will suck it up and come back.
Okay. I mean, it's just an extra detail. You don't have to act on it or anything. You're just like 99% sure that she is a triad member from the way she is holding herself for some reason. Just the vibe is there. So,
Okay.
he sits down at a very comfortable table and wishes you all over. He takes his giant glaive and sets it in the doorway, and it basically acts as a thick lock. Is the easiest way to describe it. No one's breaking through this door without destroying the wall.
Oh
Are you
Somebody's
right
skilled at going through
God.
walls.
I pointedly look at that giant glaive now blocking the door and locking us in, and look back at Younger, and then back at the glaive, and then sit on the floor.
Okay. And he says, well, so two of you said you were compatriots, and he points to the two of you. Please, since you obviously all know what happened to my son, enlighten me. We've been missing him for over 2 years now. He has yet to write to us. We've heard nothing from him. Last I knew, I had sent him on a small quest with a bunch of other soldiers that turned up missing before Bo's shenanigans began. He did right after that at least once, so we knew he was alive. But nothing more than a status update of the mission continues, and I've met people.
Well, General Tugslar, I regret to inform you that your son died valiantly in combat to protect as many citizens and ourselves and the existence of the Avatar um, against none other than Bo, who I have sworn an undying vengeance upon. And
So,
I will see to it personally as part of my life's mission to dispatch him myself if ever given the opportunity.
tell me the whole story. And as a fun roll, I'm going to need you guys to go ahead and roll a rely on your skills and training as you retell the story, which you assume to be the best way possible.
Could I, instead of
I don't
using
have to
focus,
roll.
rely on passion?
Say what? I'm sorry.
Because I'm very passionate about my dead friend.
I will allow you to use that instead of focus, as it is more appropriate for this situation, I believe. Yes.
Wasn't Lee, like, on an out of character note, wasn't our friend that we saved from the spirit realm supposed to send somebody to tell him what happened?
Yes.
So that makes me worry that
That's
that's a whole other
rolling focus.
secondary worry.
That's what
Sorry.
you get for rolling focus. I'm emotional and
Oh,
I'm
11
listening.
here.
I got a total of 9.
A total of 9. Okay, so you succeed without any issues because it's a good. Actually, it's not a 10 plus, so you do so imperfectly. So you tell the story the best you can, but you get corrected by your friends a couple times, which seems to annoy the general more than anything. But as he stands there in front of you, the table cracks suddenly. Just the force that this man just put into a punch shatters the table in front of you into splinters. He looks at the four of you and says, sorry, that was not directed at you."
Completely understandable, sir.
So you say you brought the Avatar. The son sacrificed himself to protect the child, who is now the young man sitting in front of me with the rest of you hooligans.
Yes.
Okay.
I
do
wouldn't
not
say that we're hooligans.
Right, because the gang member, the aristocrat, the learned, and the sailor are a ragtag, save the world kind of people, yeah?
Pretty
Well,
consistently, yeah.
Okay, please forgive my ignorance of your great actions over the last 2 years as you hid away in a snowy hideout while we've been fighting for the last year and a half.
okay, now you're starting to sound like the Earth Nation back when Aang was around.
You sound a little bitter.
You just told me my son died. Please give me some time.
Some leeway, guys.
I am trying to be as compassionate as possible.
Anyway.
But we still have an avatar that needs training.
Correct. And you were brought to me because my men are idiots and think I'm a teacher. If Tungsar ever talked to you about me, he would tell you I could tell you how to be a soldier. My bending is subpar. My weaponsmithing and my ability to cut through enemies, excellent. My firebending is poor.
Well, there is a member of our retinue here who could probably do very well with your teaching.
Okay.
None other than an airbender who knows not but how to swing a hammer and bend bones.
We can discuss
And
later.
make pretty speeches.
As for a legitimate firebending teacher, I do have a suggestion. He's not too far away in the capital. I can send you with a note to guarantee his tutelage. The downside is, he is not kind to outsiders. But with my recommendation, he will at least consider it, I would assume. We're longtime friends.
Endure any
To be fair,
socialities to accomplish the mission.
Good. That means I can respect you. Now, I can train you, feed you, all that fun stuff for a day, and then I will send you on your way. Is that agreeable?
I think I'm having a side with Long John. Real quick, do you want to hang with this guy and learn a thing, or can we just bounce?
Well, I mean, I feel like taking a day isn't too much of an ask.
All right, this guy just seems like a dickhead. That's all.
You finish. You finish your side.
I would be
guess so.
honored to be granted the opportunity to be taught by none other than you, General Tugislar, in the art of weapon-based combat exchanges.
Okay.
And I'm honored that it is yourself.
He goes, all right, come with me. And he takes you outside.
shit.
You are going to be taken the rest of the day and just beat brutally. It's training, but it hurts.
It's Spartan ass training.
So with this, you do pick up
Hi.
a learned technique from him. I am going to let you pick between universal and weapons. Which would you prefer?
Weapons, obviously.
Okay.
There's another option.
Yep. All right, and then secondary question: do you want it to be from the main book or the secondary book?
I want it to be from this particular piece of paper I have in front of me.
I think that's from the main book. Okay. You are taught how to parry if you don't already know how to parry.
Dang it! I wanted to advance an attack. But okay, I'll take it.
So, what advanced attack don't you already have? Oh, you know what? No.
I
Because
don't have...
so he's a glaive user. It would make way more sense for him to teach you pinpoint thrusting.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know what that does yet, but I'll take it.
Using a thrusting or stabbing weapon, go straight for the target with precision and accuracy. Mark 1 fatigue and inflict two fatigue and impair on your foe. You may mark an additional fatigue to move yourself to a new position within reach immediately. Any foe engaged with you may mark 1 fatigue to block this maneuver. Which seems really cool, for the exception of movement in this game doesn't really matter. Like, unless there's a geyser in the way, you get to the far side of the geyser. That's about it.
My pole vault.
Yeah, right. Whatever you do, you can get the high ground. Okay, you spend a day getting your ass kicked to figure out this pinpoint thrusting, but you get it figured out. Downside to you using a hammer is it really doesn't work. So this will only work if you're using, a knife.
It's a lawn hammer. Yeah.
Yeah, or you flip your hammer around like a dickhole and bonk him with that side of it.
Or have a smith put a spear point on the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. Except for it'd still be awkward as all heck. You know what I mean?
I have big hands.
You got that Mortal Kombat hammer going on. I call you Shao Kahn. So
it's actually just a hammer that's like in a sleeve, so it's like an extendable hammer. So if I go like this, it will like extend itself.
No.
The extendo hammer.
No, not at this point. Dang it. Go gadget extender.
We have
hammer.
the technology.
I mean, you do technically, but that would be a silly thing to make at this point in the
I
adventure.
don't care. It's a silly game.
Okay.
We should be silly.
It will grant no tactical advantage. How's that line go?
It allows me to use trust.
How does that the line go? The engravings on the side of the gun look great, but they offer no tactical advantage. So, oh man, anyone else excited for Metal Gear Solid Delta? Ugh, can't wait. Damn, 3 blank stares and I
Time
can't
to play video games.
No, but I'm gonna be excited
Yes.
for it.
Must be nice.
So,
Also, Warhammer Space Marine 2.
yeah, that's on the list of things to get, but gotta wait for that one. Haven't even finished Star Wars Outlaws yet. Can't play more than 2 minutes at a time with the new baby. Got me distracted.
There you go.
So, yeah, the rest of you have a day of lounging or observing the place. Terran is going to converse with the soldiers and just kind of have friendly conversations to kind of pick up cultural firebending stuff because he's knows firebenders and whatnot, but is still a tad bit salty about the last firebender he was close to.
Close? Who is he close to? He knew
The captain.
for like 30 seconds.
The captain.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that guy was a firebender.
Yes, he was. Very powerful one.
Mobile boombox.
All right. Frozen, Andrew, who wants to do stuff?
I will observe and engage in any training that's going on.
Okay. I mean, besides the beatdown that is going outside, the basic soldiering kind of going about, while you spend your day kind of doing stuff and things, it's nothing new or exciting for you. But I will give you a +1 carryover for dealing with Fire Nation individuals as you pick up some of their slang and lingo and whatnot. Mark that on your character sheet. Andrew, you have a unique opportunity that might be character breaking for you. You do not have to pursue it, but it is an option.
My priority after the combat was to check up on the people that crash landed with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to see what happened to them. Where did they go?
They are in the caravan that you guys are in, and they will be taking off to the capital because that was where their objective is. So technically, they are with you guys still in the fort currently.
All right. Okay. Are they any worse for wear? Are they broke now? Did they lose any kind of riches on the crash? Or
So I'm sure
they
some,
despots now?
I'm sure some bits of it. But you guys remember, you didn't make them leave any of their stuff behind, so they have the majority of their stuff and things. Again, looking back on it, you sacrificed the crew for that, but you guys didn't see the crew, so unconscious sacrifice.
I mean, you know what you sign up for, right? It's their job, right?
They would. I feel like they would argue like, "Hey, we just signed up for transportation duty. This is supposed to be simple pimple, from one place to the other."
We did not sign up for security for the ship, so I don't see it as our responsibility necessarily. I mean, yeah,
No, you're good. You don't have to justify
focus
it.
on civilians.
So
It's RP.
You have do you want to talk to any of them specifically, or are you just kind of hanging out with them?
Yeah, I just wanna. Yeah, I would just hang and check in on them and make sure everyone is kind of finding a way to adjust. I don't like Dadislar. I think he's a cuck, and I don't want to talk to him. Period. Seems like an asshole, and I hope that we can get out of here ASAP. It looks like we got to stick a day. It looks like Long John's getting the training kicked into him. Fine, okay.
I was gonna say
I kn-
couldn't happen to a better guy, right?
I mean, I tried to give a warning, but he wanted what he wanted, so I can't say anything about that. The woman who looks like she's triad,
Mm-hmm.
um, is she here as an insurgent, or does she look like it's well known that she is triad and is welcomed into this group?
People seem to be appreciative of her, but the fact that she's triad is you don't know if it's known or not. It's not like she's wearing any apparent triad
Yeah.
symbols or anything like that. It's just something
Okay,
you
no
picked up on.
iconography.
Yeah, it's something you picked up on because you've hung out with the spy triad types of people, and they just have a flow to them, how they move, how they talk, how terrible their accents are, that kind of thing.
So a spy.
Yes.
I don't want to blow up anyone's spot. There's that too.
Well,
No,
yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to talk to her. I don't feel like we're gonna be staying a lot of time here anyway.
Okay. You do not take the advantage of talking to the spy to gain any extra information. So,
Yeah, I think I just let her know that I know. I think that's enough.
all right.
It's like a thieves' canty kind of thing.
Sure. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. I won't even make you roll for it. Can we awkward this up a little bit? Can you act for me how you would let her know? Also knowing that you're terrified of women all at the same time.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk up all smooth and go, "Hey, you three!
It's
I'm
them. The
three
triad.
too." Yeah, I'm just gonna put on like a full Morty voice.
You do so successfully. She looks at you and you say 3?
Yeah, like because you're like in a thing that I'm in. We're both in the same thing, but there's
Ah.
only two of us. You know what I'm saying?
This is pretty good. This,
Uh,
this is a pretty good morning voice.
it's a pretty good morning, guys. I'm
Hey,
not.
hey, man, thanks.
Um, you are a tea distributor.
A treat?
Triad
Yeah,
dad.
sure. Yeah, a criminal tea distributor.
Criminal tea. What did the tea do wrong, sir?
It was syndicated. You get what I'm saying? Just blinking at it real hard with both of my eyes. Yeah, it wouldn't be. It's like winking,
3
but
times.
both eyes, and it's at different speeds. So it's not winking, it's blinking. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down?
I think you're.
Is
Having a
there any
stroke.
chance that I witnessed this in my wandering?
I'm gonna.
No, God, please, no.
I'm gonna roll
Okay,
for
do
it. We'll give it an odd even roll. So odd it happens, even it doesn't. 5. Yes.
I'm
You.
gonna walk up. Do you need some help here, bud?
I mean, is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Okay.
The tea lady
So what are you trying to
reaches
say to
up.
the nice lady?
The tea lady reaches over and says, "I think it's just you, sweetheart."
I run. She reached over. It's over. I'm
Yeah,
out of here.
she touched you.
Caresses your
Ew.
face.
Ew, 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 ew.
What was
Gave you
he
3
saying
taps.
to you?
He was saying we're both TV marketers. I wasn't quite under. He said something about being syndicated. The
Oh,
tea was criminal.
oh. Um, I look around. Is there anybody else around us right now?
Not really. He was smart
Okay.
with his suave move and kind of put her by herself.
Um,
I know.
He's not an idiot. He's just nervous.
Very kind
he
of you
doesn't
to
do
say,
well
Smart.
with women. I think he was trying to say that he knows that you're not exactly here to distribute tea.
Is that what he was trying to say?
Yeah.
Calling me a whore?
Uh,
I'm rolling for it. Thanks, Younger. That's a great line. We're gonna steal that right now. Okay, she does not say that, but that would have been hilarious.
um, he has some underground connections that tie back to uh
Ew.
the triad,
Goes in the
and he
sewer?
probably thinks that you're a member of the triad.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what that's all about, but if you could, I mean, apologize for me for him and hand him this, and he pulls out a little tea bag and hands it to you, and just as a, give him a little bit of criminal tea for later. See him if it calms him down a bit.
Criminality.
I mean,
Nice.
But
Oh,
now
he'll
let's
probably be fine as long as
go.
he has a few breaths. He just doesn't. He really doesn't do well around women.
I see. That's I don't know how to
I
deal with
see,
that.
said the
I've never
lady.
seen that in person before. I've heard about it. Usually it's with older
Well,
men.
now you have, and that is it. And it's hilarious, except that he might have been actually trying to have a meaningful conversation and get information. But I don't know all the secret handshakes. I don't even know if you believe me at this point. So
I mean,
I will.
I would have to know the secret handshakes myself to be able to talk to you. So I don't really know. But anyway, I'm going to leave now because this is awkward.
Fair
Goodbye.
enough. And I'll wander after where he ran with the tea bag.
He is just hiding behind the corners, just like behind the door. He's not super far away. He heard all of that.
Oh, here's your tea.
What?
The triad
I
sail.
mean, what?
So, do you check out the tea bag or do you just accept it as is?
Do I feel like it's some kind of thievy candy thing?
Oh, 100%.
How would I discern
Rely
what
on
it's
your
supposed to do?
rely
Would
on
I
your
brew it?
you rely on your skills and training.
Can I just try to brew it?
You can, but it will have terrible consequences.
Okay, I think Kong probably is better at this than I am, so I'll roll.
Okay.
Rely. Okay. I got a 13.
Easy peasy and lemon squeezy.
Mwah!
You know that the triad likes to hide messages in tea bags on the strings themselves. So it's not actually string, it's just thinly rolled paper disguised as string. So you undo it and have a small message board to read out. It looks to be some kind of map with a safe house location attached.
Is it close?
You don't know the area, so you don't really know, which isn't super helpful for you. But you do have some landmarks. It does have some distinguishing features, and if you guys run across it later, you will know that this is the spot.
Anyone that we were passengers with from the Fire Nation originally that
Nope,
might be able to help?
they are all
Oh, bugger.
Southern Water Tribe Yahoos, or sorry, Northern Water Tribe Yahoos.
Weird.
I mean, that's where you guys left from. I mean, you could show it to any one of the Fire Nation soldiers. You know what I mean? They probably know the capital, but then there is the chance of them like going, "Oh,
What am
We're
I doing
going to
asking
raid
the
the
army?
triad.
Okay, no, I'm good. I'll just tuck that away for later.
Okay.
Got me a Thiefy map.
Yeah, make a note on your character. That might be important later. So, you guys, do you want to yada yada the travel for the next day?
Of course, but before I do
Please.
that,
Oh.
I would like to satiate my sorrows with drinking and bring my buddy Quan a half full bottle of whatever alcohol he likes.
He doesn't drink.
That's
Doesn't
unfortunate.
drink,
So I
doesn't
bring him
gamble,
a half
doesn't
full
do
bottle
with
of what I
women.
drink.
Gatorade.
Can drink for both of us.
As I'm holding my ribs, have like the hand prints and like stick prints across my face. Hey, Quan, you want some of this?
I interpret it as Long John wants to fight. I guess when in the Fire Nation, roll up my sleeves.
Yeah, so I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. He's so beat up and such an easy target that it's just like a 1 second KO. You just like stomp the ground one time, a pillar just slaps him in the face, and he's out.
The bottle shatters, staining the carpet red. It was wine.
You were outside, but yes.
I'll bring him to wherever place we were using as our sleeping space.
So not only does he have all these stick
I
wounds,
went back to my wife.
I was gonna say you had to drag him over in front of his wife and set him down. She looks at you and goes, "Why'd you hit him in the face?"
No, that's fair.
Wait, she could tell?
She watched. She saw the whole thing happen.
Oh, I thought he had like a big purple lump.
No, well, I mean, yes, but
I was gonna
also,
say he's marked up.
but also, yeah, she definitely watched that happen.
Sometimes the rocks they just come out.
She,
I don't.
She kind of stares daggers at you for a second. I will remember that, friend.
Yeah, no, fair,
Oh.
fair. If for some reason I'm not weirded out being around Long John's wife.
You've known her for 2 years. It was just like a hazard you had to deal with.
Exactly.
You're not comfortable around her, but you are also not terrified. You've had enough conversations where you're past the awkward phase.
I won't run, at least.
Right? I will stand my ground, and if she wants to fight me, I will fight.
Then I will run.
Yeah, right. She throws the baby at me, it's game over. I'm catching the baby and running.
We gotta get out of here.
She's going crazy. She gave me a baby. Ah! I thought you were supposed to give women babies, not the other way around.
No, if she throws the baby at me, I'm gonna be terrified because I got a baby thrown at me. We're just gonna be a couple accomplices.
He's gonna turtle up with the baby.
Let's do crime and sin.
It's just me and the toddler, boys. You're gonna learn today, you little one. Anyway.
Normally, I would trust Quan with my child, but due to his recent behaviors, I'm starting to reevaluate that.
It was an easy understanding. You understood. But everyone that was watching was just like, oh, why?
Because it must be.
Ace is one of the 3 things that's good about him, so he really just messed it up some more.
Damn, got him.
I'm trying my best over here, guys.
Just getting the ass beat. That's okay. So we're gonna move forward.
I'm just trying to be a good dad.
Yada yada past the travel.
And a good friend.
You guys come to the Fire Nation capital. And it is exciting to say the least. The Fire Nation is beautifully built, well decorated. The current Fire Lord has spared no expense to show his power and presence. As you guys know, him and the other nations' kings are actually not nations anymore; they are empires. So he is now an emperor, the Fire Emperor. His great grandfather would be very proud, but also disappointed that the empire does not expand the entire globe and is restricted to where the Fire Nation once stood. But that is neither here nor there. Um, the city itself is beautiful, well guarded. The standing army here is ridiculous. The technology that the Fire Nation boasts is ahead of most by quite some time because of their skill with metal forging techniques that they picked up from the Century War. If there is a steampunk era or area, this is it. Right, everything is powered by some kind of fire or flame. It's hot. It's constantly smoking. If this flame was produced by logs or whatnot, instead of Avatar powers for 90, or not Avatar powers, sorry, Bender powers for 90% of it, it would just be a smog-filled mess. But because we're using the elemental bending powers of the firebenders, the smoke is considerably less. We still burn some things, obviously, but because a lot of it is just naturally produced, it doesn't have the smoky side effects without that intention. So, you guys make your way through the city. You are parted with your traveling companions that you saved, so good job on all that. Also, don't forget, Frozen, you still have 4 people's bags of stuff, which might come in handy
I do.
later. Yeah. So you make it to the teacher's school. And much like the water bending school up north, this is a very much dedicated schoolyard. You see a plethora of students of various ages kind of lined out front, practicing, doing basic techniques, stepping in line. The only difference is they seem to also be implementing some weapon training as well. Standing out front is a crotchety old man, probably in his 80s at least. This is an ancient man that has been around for quite some time. And as the 4 of you approach, he looks and stares daggers. Who had the letter?
Me.
All right. As you approach, he tells you to stop, and you are not of the Fire Nation. You are not allowed on the school grounds without permission. Take no more steps forward.
I come from none other than General Tugaslar, and have fought with Fire Nation soldiers at the battles recently ensuing at battle, quote, whatever name they gave it.
He scoffs. I see. Let me see this note. He looks it over for quite some time, like ridiculously longer than he needs to read it. It looks like he's looking for any sign of forgeries or anything like that. He even puts his flame hands underneath to like look for secret messages and things. And after a couple minutes, he scoffs and says, "All right, we focus on firebending here with a small touch of weapons training. What good will that do the 4 of you?" It mentioned a special student in the letter. None of you look like you can bend fire, so I don't think you.
I point.
I step to the side with both hands out.
Terran has been quiet.
Behold, a man.
Terran has been quiet for a while, but as he looks and says, "Am I supposed to be impressed? Why are you parading this politely child in front of me?"
Hey, Terran, do that 2-hand juggling thing that I taught you.
Terran looks back and forth. Oh, yeah, all right, I can do that. Relying on his skills and training. 7. So he does it poorly. So as he pulls up the ground with one hand, it's beautifully done, and then he tries to freeze some ice in his hand and just kind of like makes a little water fountain, like beep, 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 just like not impressive whatsoever.
So close.
Ta-da!
We're gonna keep working on that.
The reaction from the firebender is, oh, you've brought me an avatar.
Indeed.
Ah,
I would also be honored to receive guidance in the form of weapons training.
ah. Oh, okay. Younger, you will notice the training that's going on here is probably underneath what you know already. You'll
Well, then
you'll pick up a different style, but you won't get any better than you already are.
that's fine. I'll beat them up to show my worth.
Okay. I mean, you will be able to pick up sword fighting instead of just your hammering. So you're picking up a new weapon because Fire Nations use swords and guns. They do like to shoot.
I have a
people.
gun. Just don't use it.
Often. Look, I don't want to hear it. Grenades
I
for
haven't
kung
used it
fu.
in this game. It's
Look.
just on my hip.
It's just for intimidation purposes, but you like resort to just blowing things up more often than you do for shooting.
Yeah.
Everyone's worried about the gun on your hip, but they don't pay attention to the dynamite stick up your ass. Dun, dun, dun. So, yeah, you've delivered the avatar to his next training person. Now, as players and whatnot, we all know that training takes a considerable amount of time. So this would be another appropriate time for a time skip, unless you guys want to play out the minimum of a month to go through this. As fire bending techniques are actually relatively easy for earthbenders, because of where they fall in the order. Water bending being the worst for them. So he's already done the hard one, and it took 2 years. This one and airbending should be relatively easy, or easier, as they are a tad simpler. Your guesstimation is at least a month if he's able to pick things up quickly, and at most a year if it takes a considerable amount of time.
I'm okay with the time skip.
I'm okay with the time skip. What can we do during the time skip?
Kind of like before, you guys will have some ability to train and do your own thing for the next while. And basically, it would lead us up to our final session of our arc, which is getting to the final teacher for Terran to get his last bit of training, and go from there. And we'd either have one more session after that for Super Kung Fu Battle, or we would end it there for this arc and then discuss doing other arcs later. So, time skip. We can do time skip in the next 30 minutes. It'll be a good way to end the session for this session is time skip it. So, let's roll and see how many months it takes him. I'm going to roll an actual D12. I have one. Where is it? There it is.
You could roll 2d6.
I could, but that would make it a minimum of 2 months. Are you guys all right with that? Doesn't really matter that much, I guess, but...
If you roll 2, it's a 1.
If I roll 2, I'll roll odd even. How about that?
That's fair.
Okay. I did not. I rolled 10, so it takes 10 months. Congratulations, Younger. Your child is now 2.
Nice! Nice! Yeah! He can almost hold a hammer!
I mean, have you ever met a 2-year-old? They can definitely hold hammers. It's not a safe choice, but they can do it.
Roll if your baby can walk.
Yeah, 2 years? They better be walking.
What? They better
Could
be
be,
walking.
could be.
Like,
Roll it. I'll do it. 1, 2, not walking. 3, 4, kind of walking. 5, 6, running like a mofo.
6.
He fast. That's.
Oh, God!
It's the fastest baby alive.
I'm just like, that's how I get my exercises. I'm just chasing down my child. Get away from that fire spigot!
Essentially, yes. Okay, so you guys have 10 months worth of training, which I will allow you guys to all learn one technique from the universal book, and then specifically younger, you get a brain fart here, sorry, a weapons technique of some sort, but I'm going to pick it. And then you two get a special something to go along with your character story arc stuff. Because you aren't firebenders, you can't really do anything else. So I will either let you pick a second universal thing or do something fun for your character. What would you guys like?
I would like to go ahead and do something fun, but on the aspect of learning the technique, will we have enough time to have it as a mastered technique or
No.
just a learned technique?
Nope. These will be just learned techniques. You're just picking them up. Because you're not in combat for these 10 months. You're just training. You cannot be practiced. Practice ones have to
Gotcha.
be done in the thing. But as a note, since you guys know this master, any of the universal techniques that you pick up, you can finish taking them from him later on.
Well, good. Yeah,
right.
no, I'll pick up a universal technique
Okay.
and then do something fun.
Okay. So let's get our universal techniques out of the way. For all three of you, you'll all get one whole universal technique. Are you so excited?
Yes.
Yeah, learned, right?
So the other option, by the way, is taking a group technique. Instead of you all learning a individual universal technique, you guys could take as a group technique, which would require several of you to take the same action, but you could then use the same technique at the same time, kind of thing.
Let's do that.
I'm down.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, here we go. Rolling that D12 one more time. Number 4, my lord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Engulf. The whole group shifts forward en masse, engulfing their target and engaging them. An engulfed target becomes impaired and cannot escape or disengage this exchange. The group automatically uses strike against each impaired foe within its reach.
Oh, that actually sounds really good. I feel like there's a lot of room to abuse that.
Yeah, so the plus side is it is a defend and maneuver. So it's like the first thing you guys do. The downside is to activate it, you all have to do it. At a minimum,
not just two people.
Correct. At a minimum, your 4 players, right? Whether it's when Iron comes back, he'll also have this technique because he's been here the whole time sleeping or something silly. And honestly, I forgot he was with us. But you guys will all do that if you guys are playing together. If it's just the 3 of you, cool beans. Same thing with Terran. Terran can also activate, but it requires a minimum of 4 people to activate this.
That's crazy.
Well, because
a lot.
Sorry, let me make sure of that because a small group has a specific number of people in it. Just don't remember what page it's on. Is it past the avatars? I think it's past the avatars. Don't care about any of that. Here we go. Sorry, a small group is 5 to 10 NPCs. So I, as the DM, am allowing you guys to use this group action with 4 people. So if you have our 5th regular person and he's here, he also has to activate it. If it's just the 4 of you, you're good to go.
Okay.
Basically, everyone who's playing has to agree to it. But it's a defend and maneuver technique called Engulf.
I'm here for it.
Does that mean we all have to succeed on a roll to do it too?
Technically, no.
In which case, we'd all have to roll a 10 or higher our first time to do it. Seems pretty unlikely.
Pretty unlikely. This is true for sure.
Especially since I think I have a -1 to that.
Yeah, so I will again, because
Yeah.
it's a group technique, I will let you all roll and you will just take the highest of the group.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Just because if you guys fail, then all of you miss your move. That kind of sucks.
Can I ask a clarifying question on engulf?
Yes.
So the first part I understand, where when you use it, you impair targets.
Mm-hmm.
The second part, though, says the group automatically uses strike against each impaired foe within reach. So does that mean on a second turn or are on the one where engulf
The
was
one they
used?
use the engulf on. So if you impair 3 people with your engulfing maneuver, uh, they are they all take a strike. If you only engulf one person, only one gets it. If you have impaired other people that are within reach but weren't part of the engulfed action, they also get got.
Ah,
So
yeah, I like that.
I want
Okay.
I would like to point out another thing in the wording here. It says the group uses strike. Now, does that mean it's one strike or everybody strikes? So it's 4 strikes.
So the group counts as a single attacker for the wording purposes because a group is an NPC thing usually, not a player thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Being a group basically upgrades whatever level of NPCs to the next level. So if you have a group of minor NPCs, they become a major
Right.
NPC stat block as a small group. If they are a group of minor NPCs that are a large group, they become a legendary stat block.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, so for you guys, it's just you get a single strike, but it's against every single one. So it could be 6 strikes or 10 strikes or however many enemies you quote unquote get in your group, right? That are separate
Right.
entities. So it could be broken, but probably not. This is generally when you guys are like 4-on-1 and you're like, we need to get that guy, and they're not going to escape. We're just going to slap him in the face one time while we do it. Because they cannot escape or disengage this exchange. So again, if they're looking rough and you're like, you're not getting away this time, you're powering up and getting their ass. It's a finishing move. It's what it is. All right. So anyway, I apologize. Younger weapons technique that I get to pick.
Recommendation. Based upon the information you gave, I learned a new technique, right? Like to use swords and glaives at this point within
Okay.
a relatively short time span. I
Okay.
think thematically, based upon the weapon techniques available,
Mhm.
that switch it up would make the most sense.
Okay. I will ask what to switch it up to.
It is an evade and observe. It is switch up your style, footwork, weapon, or bearing. Cause your phone to second guess your next move. Mark 1 fatigue to become prepared and force an engaged foe to reveal their choice of approach before you choose yours during the next exchange.
You know what? I was gonna pick something else, but I feel like that is 100% a fair pick from the last couple things you picked up.
Bam. Learned.
All right. Other 2 players. You guys both either get to learn a universal technique or do something fun for your character's development.
Oh, on top of engulf?
Yeah. The engulf was something that we got for training for 8 months.
10.
10 months. Yeah. Sorry.
So I'm going to go for something fun.
Okay. I'm listening.
Oh, I thought you already had something in mind. I didn't know I had to come up with
You
it.
gotta come up with it. Narratively, what are you doing with your character? I mean, for an example, last time we took a long break, our triad friend set up a triad in the city, in the Northern Kingdom, right, and made a little gang and did gang stuff for the last year or whatever, to establish himself as a competent leader within the triad,
Yeah.
which will give him some
That's
bonuses if we ever actually deal with the triad because he's a known competent leader.
that's not really my style. My style is fighting and learning from fighting. And
Okay, then I would suggest you just pick up a universal technique because that is the easiest solution to that interaction.
okay.
So, with that being said, go ahead and roll me a d12, and we'll see if what your random technique you picked up was. What'd you get?
D12. 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pounce! So, it's an advance and attack move. Press the advantage against an enemy who is off
Teacher's
balance.
name.
Once. Mark 1 fatigue to inflict impaired on a foe, or inflict stun on an impaired foe, or inflict 5 fatigue on a stunned foe.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like your bag of
Everybody
tea.
froze.
Yeah, that's definitely my bag of tea.
Yeah, younger, you're a little frozen. I heard you. All right. Oh, there he goes. He'll be back. There he is. I'm a prophet. Summoning the words. Wahaha. All right, jumping over to Andrew. Andrew, what is your time spent doing over the last 10 months?
I think I want to try the lava bend.
You're gonna try and learn to
Sick.
lava bend.
I think so.
That's well. I mean, of places to practice, this is probably the right one.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so let me look at lava bending techniques because I think there's technically
there's
only
only one.
Yeah, at least
Lava Star.
in the one book. Let me check my other book too and see if there's any extras. But yeah, lava star is one. Oh man, it's a good one, but also hard to play with.
You just want to feel like you can role play as Lava Girl, don't you?
Shark Boy and Lava Girl, let's go.
No.
Okay.
What gives that energy at all? The fact that I run away from every girl that we've seen? I don't.
Lava.
I think he just heard the word lava and lost it. He says, "I lava you."
Lava.
All right. Anyway, so
Loving you.
lava you, nice. I like it. Yeah. So lava star is a defend and maneuver, which is your expertise.
Yeah, that's kind of the pain in the butt. I've got so many defended maneuvers.
I am defense.
Let me check the other book and see if there's any lava bending techniques in it really quick.
But it is interesting because it allows follow-up turns to be more aggressive because it builds smash into attacks.
Right.
Just a little delayed, it's all.
Smash.
Okay, there's no other lava bending techniques in either of the books that I have. But there is another metal bending technique called Iron Shard Cloud, and it's an attack and advance and attack.
Oh man.
It's you throw a cloud of metal shards as if they were knives. Mark 1 fatigue to inflict 2 fatigues and a condition your choice, and upon up to 3 targets in reach of each other. If you use this technique against a group, inflict 3 fatigue and a condition.
Oh man, that's so cool.
That actually is good. And it's that subtle, small bending that you were going for.
Oh, you have such a good point. Yeah, I wanna see that.
Okay, yeah. So Iron Shard Cloud, advance and attack.
Iron Shard Count. Okay.
Cloud. Little. Sorry, I can't talk over here. Yeah. So you just spend your 10 months, besides doing the group work with all your friends, focusing heavily on moving those small bits and pieces, right? And you realize from this technique, this is actually what basically what the Avatar has been doing this entire time. On just a singular shot scale. He hasn't been throwing multiple, he's just been doing one at a time. And being the overachiever that you are, you say, anything you can do, I can do better. And you do.
That is not my character's vibe.
It is not. You are correct. It's more of, I will learn this safely so I can teach it to you later. No, I will protect you from hurting yourself by doing dumb stuff. But
Fucking kids, they dance so well. What the hell?
dude,
When I was a
learning-
youth, I knew how to dance, but they had better moves.
So, just as a note for you guys for the Avatar stuff, he gets to learn D6 worth of techniques. Okay, so he has 2 mastered firebending techniques and 5 other learned techniques. He doesn't have any practice because no combat.
This man gets mastered techniques. Wild.
Well, he's being trained by a master. You guys are just being trained by the other yahoos at the school. Also, Avatar bonuses.
Avatar favoritism.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, I'm a retard.
You cannot control the elements. Also, you guys will know that he tells you on days off and things like that that it's so much easier learning these techniques now after learning waterbending, which seems silly, but it seems like a lot of the flow from solid thinking to liquid thinking was really hard. But just being able to be aggressive and straightforward fits really well with what he was taught as a kid. And he just picks it up real fast. A lot of the time he spent with his grandpa taught him these things subconsciously, and it just clicked fast for him. So the reason it took 10 months is not necessarily that long to be good. He just kept wanting to learn. At this point, though, he's like, "Look, we need to move on to the next part of our adventure. I need to learn the last stage of things so I can be a real avatar. I can be a real boy," he jokingly says, and deal with this bow situation. You guys will know in the 10 months though that only one Fire Nation town was defeated by the bow levers and their aggressive attacks, which isn't great, but also not terrible because they are well prepared for war still. So, at this point, we're at the 3 hour and 47-minute mark. I think at this point, it's a good point to call it for a night. We'll stick around and do our after action review and all that fun stuff. For those of you watching, thank you guys so much for watching. It is a new month. Younger, did we figure out the code? We said it at the podcast the other day. Do you remember what we said? What was that? It was a
My brain
It was a
is
super
as small as a peanut, and there is a 0% chance that I would recall such information.
How dare you? Anyway, I will try to remember later. I remember it was a lame joke at the time. So go watch our our podcast thing from Friday, and we'll go from there.
Wait, before we end,
I'm listening.
before we all leave, and our thing ends for the day, I thank all of my companions for picking me up back then and bringing me along, because I've been able to learn so much and grow so much.
Nice. Solid sneak your way in there.
I mean, you
up. That's dirty, but I appreciate it. All right, so time out.
Question.
no.
I have a different question.
Unallowed. Unless
Please.
What's up?
That's so good.
Since only one Fire Nation town was taken, did we ever personally intercept the bow levers, and like defend against their onslaughts?
No, because you're at the Fire Nation capital training. You're like in the you're in like the safest place in the world right now.
When we landed,
Did
though,
our
those were believers, weren't
training with
They-
these soldiers and stuff, especially since I was better at fighting than these soldiers who are then sent off to the front lines, did their actions prove to be at the detriment to the bow levers?
I see.
And
what
that is why they were so successful.
I see where you're going with this. No. You guys aren't.
This is some bullshit. You
Yeah.
said I'm better at fighting. And that's the only way I can get growth points for my class. The only way.
I hope you ended the session balance.
And you deny me Every goddamn time.
I'm sorry.
Every fucking time.
I'm sorry. Okay, we'll suffer through this later.
You're not. If you were sorry, you'd be like, yeah, your weapon technique skills are definitely a part to play towards the defense of the Fire Nation cities and kept their soldiers more well trained so that they were more prepared for the ensuing onslaughts.
Younger, I would totally agree with you if you were a teacher, but you were not a teacher. You're just there.
I am a master at weapons combat, and these are plebs.
No argument. That does not make you a master nor responsible for training these yahoos. Beating people up because you're better does not treat them. So, time out. Time out.
I am mastered.
Time out. We're moving forward. We're cutting the thing off. 10% off code. It's no longer baby brain. We've moved on to something else. I'll figure it out later, and I apologize. We have a whole bunch of stuff that just came in, so keep an eye on the Discord for what's going on. Yeah. Frozen, you got anything for us this week?
I do not.
All right. Andrew, you got anything for us this week?
Looking for some players if you want to do Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which is a super fun campaign on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. We are traveling through the Feywild and figuring out why we're 3 inches shorter than we were and why we can't smile. So that's a blast. Wednesdays, we are traveling to another plane of existence where we're fighting inside of a big old brain and killing brain monsters. So got a lot of D&D campaigns happening on my Start Playing link. If anybody wants to play some D&D, hey.
Fantastic. I almost forgot. Wednesday coming up. Our first official session of our Star Wars TTRPG is going to be out on doing stuff and things. So watch that when you have time. If you made it through this entire video, well, you're much appreciated. Thank you so much. For those of you on Twitch, you're much appreciated as well. Let's get this thing going. I'm going to play the theme song like we did at the beginning just because Andrew didn't hear it the first time. Wahahaha. We'll talk to y'all later.
So are we doing growth points?
We're going to do
Growth
that
points off screen?
Off screen, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, talk to you later with Adventure Mind. Have a wonderful time. Bye.
In a world where balance breaks for elements, the heart awakes from the mountains to the sea. A destiny calls wild and free. Water, fire, air, down together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives as the elements rise. Deep beneath the ancient ground, earth stands tall, never to bow down. Mountains rise, unshaken by time, the strength of stone, steady and prime. Benders mold the rock with grace, a fortress firm in its embrace. Earth, water, fire, air, bound together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives as the elements rise. Oceans flow with the moon's soft glow. Water bends with the tides below. Healing hands and waves that crash. A force at peace yet fierce and flash. From icy plains to rivers wide, water's pull is the spirit's guide. Earth, water, fire, air, bound together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives as the elements rise. Fierce and wild, a burning flame. Fire roars in the bender's name. Passion lights the darkest night. A spark of hope, a source of might. But with control, its power grows. The fire within only balance knows. Earth, water, fire, air, bound together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, peace survives as the elements rise. Sweep through with graceful flight. Air's freedom soars beyond the sight. Spirits high, the sky their stage. Untouched by walls, unfazed by rage. A whisper softer, a gust so strong. In the breeze, the soul belongs. Water, fire, air, bound together beyond compare. One spirit, one light, one fight to win. The Avatar's power flows within. Earth, water, fire, air, a legacy we all must share. In the balance, four elements, one fate for all. From every corner, near and far, the avatar shines like a guiding star.